Sorry. I don't know how to get like set up before him. All right. What up, Brian? Clack, 2, please. What is up? Davis, what's up? What's going on, guys? My camera looks pretty good right now. I updated something on my computer a minute ago, popped up. Said something, I don't know. So I'm wondering if that was what I needed for my computer to work, but I don't know. Phil, what's up, buddy? Let me check something. Excuse me. What's up, Phil? What's going on, everybody? Wonder if I can hear Phil. Here we go. Here's a test.
What's up, Mike?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Just got done doing some yard work, printing some roses, and just hanging out.
Backyard?
Got my heating pad on my neck.
Yeah, I see you.
No, front yard. Yeah. So I had the weirdest thing happen this morning. I got up and I did an inventory on my fish in my older tank and my Royal Grama. I've had him about 15 years. And
yeah, I saw that Facebook post. You can explain that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was like swimming upside down, and he was, the flow was blowing him around. He was like banging on the rocks and stuff. And so I thought he was just dying of old age or whatever. And so I just kind of let the day go on. I left him in there, and about 4 or 5 hours goes by, and he's like good to go now.
Back to normal.
So I don't know if he like got stunned by something or knocked out, or I don't have any idea what happened. I've never seen that before, but I've seen enough fish on their way out or getting ready to die, and it sure looked like it, but he's good to go. Good as new.
Well, that's cool though, huh? You kind of wrote him off. It seemed like you said in the post, you're like, oh, I'm just going to chalk it up to natural causes. But we're good.
I've had him forever. And then, matter of fact, I just fed a few minutes ago, and he kind of hides most of the time. And that's why I thought it was odd, because he was just out in the bottom of the tank.
Yeah.
But, he's back in his normal little hiding spot, and he came out to eat. So that was pretty cool.
You got some old fish though, huh?
Yeah, my the one clownfish I have is he's a little over 23 years old now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you saw that picture I posted of that starfish that I have in there.
No.
Yeah, his legs are probably like, I don't know, 15 or 16 inches long, and I've had him for 23 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, it's one of those black spiny starfish, the black brittle starfish.
Okay, yeah. So they can get like anywhere.
Yeah, I got him, and I got him, and he was probably about the size of like a silver dollar. That about 4 or 5 inches. He was pretty small when I got him, but he can pretty much reach his arm up from the bottom of my sand bed all the way to the top of the tank. So he's pretty long now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you seem pretty active on
so the house
stuff, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm retired, so a lot of time during the day, if I'm bored or whatever, I'll just jump online, look around.
Yeah, It seems like every time like I get an invite to like a Facebook group, you're already in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hooked up with all the, I mean, and then now I just started Instagram probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, because some people were talking about that. I still haven't really quite figured out how that works though.
Me either.
But
I mean, it's obviously not too
yeah,
difficult, but not easy.
right. Well, the one good thing is it's just like another platform where you can store your photos for free,
Yeah.
basically, and it's kind of cool because you can go back and look, like a year ago to see what your stuff
Yeah,
looked
that's
like.
actually what I like about YouTube. It's like it's nice to go back and like watch your old tank videos. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how'd your heater failure go? Or not heater failure, apex failure
Uh,
actually.
yeah. Well, I got up, it was what, last week sometime. I got up in the morning and was checking my email and stuff. And then the low temperature alarm. So I went to the tank and checked it out, and I noticed the heater wasn't on. Well, I had just bought a brand new heater because the tank turns 2 this month. It turns 2 years
That
old.
was Thursday.
And so, yeah, so I had bought another heater a couple weeks ago, and I had it on standby. So I figured the heater
Yep.
just failed. So I plugged in the new heater, and it wasn't turning on. So then I just took one of those like circuit testers and
Yeah.
tested that outlet, and no matter what I did, it wouldn't come on. So I messaged Neptune, and they told me they sent me an email back, hard reset, or not hard reset, but a forced update. So I did that, and it started working again. And then as soon as the heater turned on, it wouldn't turn back on.
Huh.
And so I let them know, and they said just send it in. And of course, it's out of warranty. It's only 2 years old, but it only has a 1 year warranty to fix it. But
Yeah. So what do you got to do? You got to replace
I
it?
sent it in. Yeah, matter of fact, I just got the tracking number, said it was delivered today.
Nice. Delivered to them today?
Yeah, so yeah, I just sent it in one of those flat rate,
Yeah. Aren't they in
post office
California?
box things. Yeah, they're probably like 2.5, 3 hours from me.
Yeah. So now you're running a tank with no apex right now, huh?
Well, what I wound up doing, because see, I could have done without it, but it does control my calcium reactor. So, I just in case, I put out a message on the local reefers group, and a guy that guy last time I talked to you, I was walking to his
Yeah, to pick up
house.
that
He
Alice, I
lives
think.
yeah, so he lives like 2 blocks from me. And when I put out the message, if anyone has like an energy bar I could borrow, and he said, yeah, I got 2 of them and an Apex Classic brain in my garage. You're welcome to it. So I just picked it up, and
Nice.
I'm using that. Yeah, so I'm using that temporarily until mine's fixed.
Well, that's clutch, huh?
Yeah, it worked out good. So that's one thing. Like, well, that's kind of what I was telling you about. How tuning in your calcium reactor, how you were saying you can just crank it all the way open and then
Yeah.
let the Apex monitor it. Well, see, that's why I think it's better to like dial it in so that, the solenoid's not turning on, off,
All the time.
in a situation. Like, honestly, I could have just plugged it into the wall and been okay
Yeah.
with it, because my CO2 just stays like constantly on and never
I think
shuts
mine does
off, and it
too.
just keeps the
Every time I go like under the tank and look at it, it's like a real slow bubble every time.
yeah, it's
So,
perfect.
but I've tested probably like 4 times. I think I've had it up and running since whenever I talked to you, which I think was either Thursday or Friday. When I told you I was dialed in. What's up, K-Town? I told you it was dialed in. I think like Thursday, or it might have been Friday. Either way, I checked 4 times in the past, like I think 5 days or whatever it is. Or no, I checked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I checked all days. No, I skipped yesterday. Either way, It was 7-1 to start. Then over like a probably 30-hour delay, it was 8.3. I checked again, it was 8, and then this morning it was 7.9. So like I'm getting there. I've changed a couple things trying to like keep it steady. But this morning it was 7.9, so
well,
right for now.
yeah, it's going to be a little hard for you because you really don't have that big of a demand right now.
Yep.
And, the tank's still kind of breaking in, so things are going to fluctuate around a little bit. But I think it's probably better that you're starting it off like now, because then when it starts to fill up, you'll know if you need to tune it down just a little bit.
And what's cool is that video that BRS put out that like basically flow through it means nothing really.
What do you mean?
Well, they said you can go as slow or as fast through it as you want, and it barely changes the alkalinity.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. Is remember I told you I set mine up with a aqua lifter to start.
Yeah. Did you push with the aqua lifter or pull?
I pushed with the aqua lifter.
Yeah.
And then, but what I did is I took one of those beakers and I just set my timer for 1 minute and I timed the effluent coming out.
Sure.
And it was right at around 60 mils a minute. So that's when I got the Kimura, that's where I set it. And then I eventually had to back it down just a little bit because it was putting out too much. But you can tune it either way. You can do it either with
there's like a bunch of different ways. Yeah, I watched the majority of that video you sent me a while ago. That was cool too.
Yeah.
Like forget everything you know about tuning in a calcium reactor. So that was cool. I flipped everything around. I got that pump from BRS. And as soon as I figured out how to exhaust that air out of there, it's working fine. It's been fine ever since. It's pretty darn quiet. And I'm pulling and seems to be doing fine. When I first did it, when I first set it up, like, plugged it into my Apex and actually like turned it on, click on, CO2 like blew out my first air chamber because it was like way high. Or blowing bubbles coming out of the other end in the water. Like, had to dial it back a little bit. It was funny though. I'm sure everybody does that who has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really have any idea when I set mine up. That's kind of why I did the bucket thing, just to, play around with the CO2 and see where it needed to be. I just kind of slowly brought it up, and
I ordered the 4 and 7, whatever it is, the calibration solution. So that
cool.
I ordered that the other day. Actually, son of a bitch. Thursday night, my RDI unit is kind of just like makeshift at the moment. I mean, the setup is makeshift, meaning like I've tried to connect it to like my my faucets, and I don't have the right connections for it. I even like looked around the shower heads. They're all like half-inch or something, so I can't connect it like a kind of hose. So I just droop it out the window. It comes in, does its thing, and I collect it in a 10-gallon brute trash can. Son of a bitch, I fell asleep and forgot my water was on.
Oh yeah, you got to get a float, dude. And your brute.
Like I usually like wake up pretty early and like with no alarm. First thing I think about, I'm sure as you understand, is the first thing I think about is like, oh, I probably should go smoke a cigarette. What's up, Lisa? So I wake up, I go outside, and outside where I connect it to the hose, like the actual metal like spigot part, it's like leaks, so it sprays out the side so you can hear it dripping. I go out there and I just light it up, and I'm like just sitting there, I'm like kind of like look over, I hear it, and I'm like, no shit. And it's been running for 7 hours. Well, me sleeping, and I went downstairs, and thank God, like in the basement that I had it at, it's got like this slight little slant to it, so it kind of all collected in one area. But all the rugs are wet. It was like a I don't know what, it's like composite, like faux wood. It's like a mostly composite, and there's probably like a really thin layer of like thin layer of vinyl on top, so it got in between the cracks. So and I rent a room, and my buddy was really not that mad. He's like, I've been wanting to replace this stuff. I think they used the wrong shit anyway. But yeah, I'm done. My whole Friday consisted of cleaning up the basement. Yeah, K-Town, I know. I know. I know. But yeah, man. So the reason I was telling you that story, uh, after I went up and turned it on, like there was somebody sleeping down there, so I was like, I can't be like screwing with the basement right now, being loud. I don't want to wake anybody up. So I just came back upstairs and laid back in bed. First thing I did, ordered the Flood Guardian, and I looked at that thing like probably 3 weeks ago. And I was like, I'll be all right. I just run down there and turn it off. Well, no big deal. And I was like 3 weeks ago. Here I am, dude. Son of a bitch. I ordered it right away. And that's when I ordered the solution too. And then today I ordered, I went on Amazon and one little thing of reagent for the Hannah checker was like $25. I go on BRS, $9.
Right. I don't know why Amazon has that stuff so high, but
I ordered 3 of them today. And
I go through quite a bit of that.
oh, and another, because I can't find mine, the Neptune's probe holder. I can't find mine. I looked all over on Friday. I have no idea where it is. So I ordered another one.
There you go.
I got my temp probe just like draped my last overflow baffle to go down in the return chamber. I got it like draped down in there. It's working, but I want a cleaner look. And my calcium reactor stuff's just drooped in there.
Yeah, it'll work until you get it.
Yeah, man. Damn Flood Guardian.
Yeah, you got to get something, dude. I did a water change this morning, and my tank sits over carpet.
Yep.
And so anyway, I had the siphon hose still sitting in the bucket, and it, I guess when I took the hose out, it drooped, and so like about 3 gallons of water poured out onto my floor. Luckily, I had a furniture blanket down, and it soaked up most of the water before it ruined the carpet. I don't know what I just did. Somehow, yeah, it could be. Somehow I just, okay, there we are. Yeah, I'll go over to the tank.
Hey, is your Kimura like a little bit loud? I get like a little like squeak or like click.
Did you put some of that lube on it? Did yours come with a little tube?
Order right now if I can find it. Where do I get it? It's got lube in it.
I'll show you.
Talking, I was like, oh, should I wipe this crap away? You're like, no, leave it.
I'll show you what it looks like. This is what mine came with right here.
All right, let's look it up.
It's just synthetic white specialty grease. I don't know. It doesn't really look white though. It looks almost clear.
Yeah, right.
But I have this other one. I have this other one right here though that'll probably work just fine. It's on Amazon. I use this for when I break down my vortex. Here it is.
Lubrifilm.
Yeah, by Haynes. It's non-toxic, odorless. It's like food grade stuff to lubricate O-rings.
So you think I should just grab that because it's 2-day shipping on Amazon?
Yeah, it'll work.
What's it called?
It's called Lubrifilm by Haynes. Yeah, it looks exactly the same as that other stuff, and it works.
Lubrifilm Plus and Lubrifilm. It's a $3 difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I can send a link when we get done.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It says extended performance for the Lubrifilm Plus. I just put in an Amazon order today too. It's not an add-on item. All right, bye now.
So that's that new chalice that I got.
Hold on, I'm ordering this. Done. Cool. Let me go to you. Present. All right, cool. Yeah, that's that one you walked around the corner for?
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that rock flower you got right there.
Yeah, I got that on a Reef to Reefs You know how they have those auctions or those
Yeah.
live sales?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I only paid like $25 for it, I think.
That's nice though. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Like you see a bunch of crazy, weird, different
And then
colors.
I traded a guy the other day for one of my a head of my torch coral for all these zoas.
Which torch? That long hair, that long one?
This one, yeah, this one.
How'd you chop it up?
I have a Dremel with a diamond bit wheel on it.
Yeah, I need to get a new blade. Like I bought a Dremel and it's got a bunch of different attachments, but I don't have like an actual blade for it. It comes with, like the little sandpaper blades or whatever they are.
Right, yeah, those snap real easy. Just get the
Yeah.
diamond one. It's kind of expensive, but it works pretty good.
And the diamond probably lasts a long time, right?
Yeah, I think I've been using it. Well, I've been using it for a couple years now, and I probably need to replace it now. But I've probably fragged this torch. I probably have fragged 10 heads off of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I have one of these and two of the purple torch in my frag tank right now. But I got a guy trading me some pretty nice corals for him. So
That torch right under it's awesome.
you know, it under blues, it has these really it has like the oranges, streaks in it.
Yeah.
But when the whites are on, it looks all purple.
Huh.
But it's just when the blues come on, you see all the fancy colors in it.
That's nice.
And then these are two other chalices that I got, but they're because he was out a little further. I'm not sure of what's going on with that guy, but when I transferred it over to this plug, I did kind of break it, so it might just be recovering from the damage.
Alex at 8.3, right?
Mine's at 8.4.
8.4. I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and keep it at like 8 for the time being. I mean that little green stylo or green slimer I got in there, it's the back of it got hit with a bubble tip. So the back of it's white. The front of it's actually pretty good, but it's just not like that, obviously. So I'm just trying to figure out. That's kind of like my test coral. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the tank based on what that does.
Yeah, sometimes they take a while to take off. This one sat probably it was right here on the base. It was only just a nub right here. And
I've always liked those though.
right
I like how
here.
they're a little bigger than everything else. Stands out.
Yeah, and it just took off. Just took off. I got this one kind of recently. It
was Walt Disney.
Walt Disney's right here.
The Walt Disney seems to be real popular. I keep hearing a lot about it. Is it that little?
Yeah, that's probably one of. It's this
The
one
big
right
one?
here.
It's a little fuzzy one, yeah.
No, yeah, it was just a little tiny. Well, like when you get them, it was probably half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So it really based out. It finally grew off the plug, and now all the loops at the front are new. So it's starting to really take off.
Awesome. You think
And then
settling in point with SPS? Like they got to settle in before they thrive?
Oh, big time. And some just never do anything. Like these millies have been sitting forever. They haven't really done anything. They've just been they based out and they've just kind of been stunted. But and then let's see what else. Oh, I got this. That's a pink Cadillac. I got that one on a trade the other day.
Must be nice to be retired.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready for it.
A little earlier than I wanted to, but
I'm ready.
A little earlier than I wanted to.
I'm ready for retirement.
Yeah, I had 4 years to go, and when I got hurt, and they kind of forced me out, but
whatever.
It's all right.
As long as you can live and have an awesome reef tank. Did you start with Carib Sea Rock?
No, this is that's dry Pucani when I got it.
Nice. So it took, how long did it take to get full purple like that?
A long time. I did the muriatic acid wash and a bleach wash on it, and I still wound up. Remember when CJ set his up? We set it up about the same time, and you remember all that hair algae he got, that brown hair algae.
Yep.
It was completely covered for probably 2 months, and then it finally subsided. And then right after that, I got dinos real bad, and it was the dinos though was mainly all over the sand bed, not too much on the rocks. But all the corals I had in here, really, it took a toll on them, man. It kind of stunted everything. But that lasted for 6 months. And then finally, I think, got seasoned or whatever you want to call it, right at about 10 to 11 months. And then that's when everything started doing good.
When it really purpled up?
Yeah, it started getting just really, I mean, all my nuisance stuff went away. I had just about everything you could have. I had bryopsis, I had bubble algae, I mean, you name it, it had it.
I guess it was worth it.
But I just kept doing my, doing my normal maintenance and plucking it out as much as I could, and just kind of let it, finally what worked for me on the dinos was that Dino X.
Yeah, I've never had to use it,
but I think it just depends on the strain, because I've talked to other people that have used it and it didn't work for them, but that's what finally worked for me. I tried everything before that, and that's finally what worked out for me.
Well, it looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm kind of out of room now. So I've been doing, like, I have a couple rocks that are getting, seasoned right here. So I'm going to do like some sand bed stuff, just like little stuff like this, and kind of,
Stuff on the sand bed, huh? You're Mr. Clean Sand Bed over there.
Yeah, well, I just want to get more stuff, but I didn't expect this to fill. I'm thinking about getting rid of these pinballs, and then just put this whole, just do a big tank on this wall right here.
What's a big tank?
Probably like at least the 300.
And that's what, isn't that like a 78 or something is what your tank is? Something weird like that?
No, it's the Red Sea Reefer 525. So total water volume is 139 gallons. I think the display
That big.
is 109.
I thought you had
109. Yeah. It's 5 foot long. And I can't remember the rest of the measurements.
gonna need a bigger CO2 tank.
I got a 10-pounder.
Oh,
The thing is, it's only went down. It was on 900 when I got it. You can see where it's at right now. See right here? So 100 PSI. And then my media, the same thing. I filled it up to this line here, and it's only went down like a quarter of an inch. And it's been running for 4 months.
I wanted,
So
I wanted 2 big chambers like that.
Yeah, it's got the. So they had it on sale for $100 off, and that's why I was originally going to get the Geo, but this was 3 something, I think, is what I wound up paying for it. And but I'll tell you what, it's the best thing that I've ever done. My alkalinity it doesn't move at all now.
Ricky said he's getting a 525 tomorrow, and he's going to copy yours.
That's okay.
That's what I'm trying to do with my 75.
Do it. They're nice tanks. The only thing about them is you're kind of limited in your sump. You just don't have a lot of room down here. So I mean, you got a like a bird top off,
Yeah.
and then it comes through the two filter socks, and then you really just have like one chamber here and here, so you can't really do a refugium or anything, which is why I went with the turf scrubber, and it worked good. Which is why
Sure. I've always liked those tanks though.
the sump is a little bit small, but it works.
Yeah, I would say so. Man, I can't. I'm hoping. I need to get on my water change game. Because I haven't done one yet.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't do.
years old.
Yeah, I didn't do water changes probably for the first, and they say that if you do water changes when you're fighting dinos, a lot of times it fuels it. It just fuels the fire.
How long did you say?
Oh, probably the first 6 that I didn't do any, and then so I was kind of just going on. Just after I got done with the dinos, I did a few, and right away I started seeing things perking up. So I just do I do 10 gallons every 10 days now.
That's not.
So I don't do it. Yeah, so I only I do 3 times a month.
It takes you
and
to cycle out the whole water.
Yeah, so it does
More than.
better results by doing them. So I'm just going to keep doing them. 10 gallons is really not that much. But it's, this tank is 109, so it's, what, 10%?
Wow. Why can't I see you?
I don't know, you got two. You came in on your phone?
Yep. So I can go outside while I'm still on it. Struggle, man. What's up, T? I texted a couple people to see if anybody wanted to join. It's tough, these live streams. I guess you got to get like on like a schedule so you can actually have like constant people coming in. For me, it's just like totally random live stream. So like today, I actually like set it up a little early, just so everybody know. And then, of course, like I leave work like 10 minutes later than I thought I was going to. So I got home, had to change real quick.
Right.
Get my setup going.
Yeah, they've kind of died down. They kind of died down a little bit. Well, Dave had the big one on Saturday, and
yeah,
due to his illness and stuff, he hasn't been on. And then Rico quit doing them where he would invite people. He quit doing them for a while.
I saw him. He had one going on like last night or the night before or something.
Yeah, he had like an 8-hour yesterday, just like the old days.
I don't know how you do 8 hours of streaming, man. That's a long time.
Well, he used to do them the marathon ones for like 16.
I know.
Sometimes I go to bed, wake up in the morning, and they'd still.
Yeah, I used to do that with Dave's. I'd like go to bed like midnight or something, and I'd wake up in the morning just to see what time they stopped. I need to figure out something like you got.
You're getting a little bit of
with those Zoas. Because like I don't want to fill my rock.
What do you mean?
I like how you got like, are those added rocks that you like added later? Or are they on their own rocks and you just like budge them up against the big rock?
Yeah, it's what it did is just like this rock here. These are just pieces I broke off the Pucani.
Yeah.
So I cut them off and have more of my sump. You're getting some feedback. I don't know if you have both your.
I'm not even next to my computer.
I'm hearing some like squeaking. I don't know if people on YouTube can hear it, but seeing the sump, how I have rock
Rock seasoning.
And then I just yeah, and then I just leave it in here, and then like I'll take this small piece right here, and then I'll put all these, I'll put 2 or 3 of these O's on there, and just that's.
Maybe I should do that because I put them.
I
I put a couple frags on like my main rock, like towards the bottom. But I kind of want to like just save all my room on top for sticks. What you're hearing is actually frogs.
Are you
It's
serious?
it's just like a bunch of beep 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 beep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, frogs. It's funny.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty much set
But
up.
yeah, the thing is like on this rock here, you'll have like dominant ones that take over. Because I used to have, well, you can see some of the Rastas mixed in here,
Yeah, you can.
but they used to just be on their own plug. And then I had some Green Bay Packers in here too, but these just kind of smothered them out. So that's kind of why I went with the smaller pieces now. And then like over here, I went with a little bit smaller, so you can just put 1 or 2 frags on there.
Well, I like it.
All right.
I wish you had a
It's been
picture.
good, man. The first year was
Yeah, I'm sure.
picture of what?
Picture your like your scape, like pre stuff with coral.
Oh, I have it. Yeah, I have it.
I'd like to see it.
I'll show you it. Instagram or not? I know I have pictures of it. But yeah. And then when I first set it up too, when I was introducing fish, I wound up getting marine velvet. So I had to catch all the fish. So I wound up putting tarps down here and put tarps because I'm on carpet. So I had to put tarps down and take all the rock out and trying to get the skate back. A lot of the pieces are glued with stone fix. So, they're big chunky pieces, but
Yeah.
not all of them. So trying to get the skate back exactly like it was, that was kind of a pain, but.
Hey, so check this out. So I think it was like after my last stream, which was like a week ago, 10 days ago or something. I was talking to Calypso and he just messaged me. He's like, "Hey Mike, I got a surprise for you. I'm gonna drive up soon." And let me get out of this stream on my phone. He's like, "I'm gonna drive up soon," and hold on.
All right. He's like, I'm going to drive up soon. And I mean, we're like an hour and 40 minutes away. So it's not like an easy drive, but it's not like a 10-hour drive. He's like, I'm going to bring you a present I got you. I'm like, all right, you didn't have to do that, but that's cool. I appreciate it. So like a week went by and he was like, he texted me. He's like, Mike, I'm like, what's up? He's like, I've been dying to like not show you, but I've been dying to show you. He's like, check out what I got you. He sends me a picture of a purple tang in his tank.
Oh, I think I've seen it before. I think I've
I
seen
can't hear
his.
anything now. Hold on. All right, say something.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, dude. He said he went to this reef store in New York, and he said the deal was just so good, and he just was like, screw it, I'm gonna buy it, put it in his, like, he's got like a 28 or something, 27. Then I guess he got it home and he kind of realized that he probably shouldn't have that fish in there. So he's going to give it to me. So I got to figure out something. I can't just like, he's got like 10 frags for me, like a bunch of sticks and stuff. So I need to figure out something. I know he's like looking for like a return pump for his new, like he's just doing another little 14-gallon nano build. So I got to, I don't know. I got to pay him somehow. But that's pretty tight, dude. He's like, I'm gonna hold it for you. I'm gonna keep it, make sure it's healthy, and then we'll link up. So that's
cool.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I kind of went through an ordeal when I got mine. New York Aquatics had them on sale for $49.
Yep.
But the shipping to California was 110. So, so that's like about the normal price of a purple tang. So to make it worth my while, I got like 2 leopard wrasses and a couple other fish from them, and the shipping was the same. But when they wound up shipping it, I don't know what they did, but they wound up destroying my box.
Oh, really?
And so every fish in the box was dead except for the purple tang. So it's still, I wound up, he gave me my money back for all the losses, but I still wound up paying the 110 for shipping plus the 49 for the fish. So I paid full price.
Yeah,
But
that's one of those things. Like I keep looking at like some fish online, and like I'm basically like if I buy a couple fish online, like it's a lot of times it's like $250 to ship for free. I know there's one site, I think it's saltwaterfish.com, that's like $79. But like same with like coral, like I'm looking and it's I want to spend like $100, but it's like $250. So now I'm like up in my budget just to save $35.
yeah,
Before I know it, I go
I
from
hear you.
100 to 300 real quick.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll be right back.
All right, man. So what is everybody up to? Surprise, Ryan, you're not watching the Bees game. I was watching it earlier, and right when I was walking out the door from work at like 8:05 or something, I saw it was 1-0 Bruins losing. Mike don't got lots of money to blow. I am irresponsible with my money. Let's put it that way. Wish I had lots of money to blow. I keep eyeing a carbon doser. Looked at it again today, and I'm just looking at it like hoping I see it somewhere that's like 10% off, 20% off. I don't know. If I don't have one by Black Friday, probably gonna buy one. Saving up all my BRS points. I'm at like $4 off right now, so hoping by that time I'll have like $50 off or something. We'll see. See how it goes. I keep I'm keeping an eye on this green slimer because once that thing starts doing good and I got the calcium reactor dialed in to where what little bit of consumption I have, it'll stay stable. I mean, it's pretty damn stable right now, but as soon as I'm ready, I'm gonna put in an order. Probably gonna put an order with
Yeah.
first. Just because Travis has done a lot for me, so I'm gonna help him out, put a decent order together, and then I think I've said this before, and then I'm gonna do TRSC. They seem to have like some good stuff, so I might.
Yeah, I was checking them out. They got some pretty good prices too, and they give you discounts and different stuff. So I'm sure if you talk to Tristan, they can put a nice pack together for you.
Something.
Yeah. You know what though? Your tank is so new, dude. I would, you might do a few pieces, but I would just get like cheap. Yeah, just get some cheaper stuff and maybe some LPS, and just kind of let it do its thing because.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy.
Because I wouldn't put anything super expensive in for a while.
I can't afford.
Because when because like when I did it, I had some frags from my other tank, some SPS, and I put them in there, and they were actually doing pretty good for like the first couple of months. They were started doing crust, but then that's when all that chaos took off of my rock.
Yeah.
I guess the Pecani started leaching. Even after the acid bath and the bleach, one of the rocks that I had outside, I cut it in half, and the amount of crud that was still inside of it, it was like mud, and there was like crab shells, and it was nasty, dude. Even after the, doing the bath and stuff. So
yeah, I
just be a little patient.
I bleach bath my rocks this time. Like some of it's new. I still bleach. I bleach back the bleach bath bathed the new one, and I even got some old stuff in my tank now, which still has some of those little Ryan's in the chat, so he could probably answer for me. The little I don't know, those little like not tube worms, but they're little snails. They're like little tiny little snails. I've noticed some in my tank, but they're obviously dead.
Oh, you're talking about the vermitids? You're talking about
Yeah,
the vermitid
I
snails?
got, if you will call it a shell, I got like I've seen a bunch of them in there. Like if I really look around, but yeah, dude, like I had some really like brown, not even like core lined up, but they were like brown, just old looking rocks, and I bleached them. They came out white, perfect. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
you'll probably be okay with that rock. Just the Bacani is so, it's got all those like little channels and stuff that run through it, and so even after the bleach and the acid, you're kind of just getting the outside coating, I guess. And
How long did you bathe it for though?
um, well, I
The
did the
acid.
acid. I did the acid until it, I just watched it. I threw it in a brute and I poured the acid in, and I kind of just watched it until the bubbles stopped bubbling. It kind of starts bubbling and foaming up, and then I poured the baking soda in there to neutralize it, and then I rinsed it real good, and then I did the bleach bath for 48 hours, and then I rinsed it 3 more times, and then put some prime in with the water,
Sure.
and ran that for a couple more days. But yeah, I still wound up with some pretty nasty stuff. But
What kind of tipped me over the edge was watching like BRS. I mean BRS. I feel like I like live by BRS. Like I feel like whatever they say is pretty accurate. So I a lot of the stuff that they say I follow. So like when they were saying obviously like they don't advise you to bleed do the acid, but I'm like saying I don't want to bother with that. I got to worry about doing it, and then I got to worry about dumping it somewhere. So I just bleached it, and it actually worked out really well. I bleached it for probably like a week, but like 3 of those days it was like damn near frozen. So
right, yeah, I remember you talking about that in your shed. You had it in the shed or
I
something.
did because I didn't want to have it inside. 'Cause I didn't want like bleach smell in the air. So
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, it worked out. They basically said the reason we'll do that is so it doesn't like leach stuff, like ammonia and all that. So I haven't, my tank's like what's today, the 15th, it's 45 days old. I don't have anything. I got a little bit of green hair algae on the a couple of the plugs, but it's like very little bit. Like it's nothing to be worried about. I mean, I'm little tiny little things. I'm probably gonna pull it out and scrub it, but it's nothing on the rock. I don't have any like diatoms or no bloom of any kind. So I don't know if that's because I bleached it, but last time when I didn't bleach it, I definitely had some stuff.
Yeah, you waited a little longer this time, I think, though.
Yeah, last time I did the whole throw some bacteria in there and throw some fish in and run it.
Right.
This time I kind of just like, especially this time I did the bacteria and stuff, but it was like, maybe I'll wait like a week or two, and I was like I had the shrimp in there, and then after like 2 weeks I was like I might as well just like let it run. I mean, I've gone this far, so it was literally 30 days, maybe 31 days, and I put the fish in there. Nothing's wrong. I don't see anything wrong with my tank. I for some reason I have some stuff in my sump that I need to clean out. I want to get one of those little vivid, what is it? Vivid, whatever it is, creative,
Yeah,
whatever.
I got one of those.
The little maxi jet vacuum
The,
deal.
yeah.
It looks good. I mean, it probably works. I would assume.
No, it does. It works good. The only thing is I don't know. It's kind of hard on the pump, I think, because you're sucking a lot of that stuff. It'll actually get like in between the impeller a little bit.
Yeah.
So you just got to kind of like watch it. I
How much
mean,
is a maxi jet? $30.
well, if you get for that, I would get the there's two different brands of the MaxiJet. The Cobalt one is the expensive one, and that one's quiet. I can't remember who makes the other one, but
The other one
Marineland,
is
I
like an
think.
actual maxi jet, and then there's like an MJ, right?
Right. Yeah, the one I have is a Cobalt, and I use that for like on my other tank for the BRS reactors.
Yeah.
And so the first time I started siphoning stuff through that with that vacuum, I could hear it kind of grinding on the pump a little bit.
Sure.
And I think those are like 30 or $35. So I didn't really want to wreck the pump.
Yeah. Yeah, but how long? I mean, if I buy like a $35 pump and it lasts me a year, whatever. Chalk that up as
Yeah, no, it works.
$2 a month.
It's easier to use than before. I was using that. I used Melev's Reef. He did a video once of like a inline pump. So you just put a hose on either end and
Yeah,
you can siphon it out. But it's kind of a pain in the butt to get the siphon started on it.
sure.
And once you do, it works good. But I like the little vacuum attachment a little bit better.
Yeah, that looks cool. And you can basically go pump to hose to the thing, right? It's not like you don't have to have it
And
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you just go run it in a filter sock, and you can just siphon
Speaking
all
of
the
it,
sump out.
socks, I haven't done it in like probably 6 or 7 days. I don't not that I have a whole
Yeah,
crap going down there. But
yeah, I do my. I use the mesh ones. Red Sea came with the mesh socks,
yeah,
and they're super easy to clean. You just pull them out,
like
and
hose them
I
off.
just take them. Yeah, and you take them outside and hit them with the spray nozzle,
Yep.
and they come right clean. I mean,
Yeah, but
perfect.
do you find that like I don't know if you've ever used the other ones, the felt or whatever it is.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
do they collect as good though? Like is it super dirty all the time because of it?
No, I mean, I have a little bit of detritus in there, but
Sure.
nothing. I mean, nothing real bad.
I've got some stuff I need to. I still have a lot to do in my tank. I started doing the canopy. I got the frame of it up and the top on. The top meaning like the top wood. And I just need to put the sides. I need to cut a new front. I don't know. It's a lot of work, especially when you have like no time to do it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, my kid who owns the house, like I have the T5 just sitting on top of the tank with no canopy right now. Um, and he says it's a much cleaner look. So I'm like, well, if you're all right with it, I only needed to drill 2 holes in the ceiling because there's this. The kid used it for 4 months. It's on Boston Reefer Society. Used it for 4 months. Actually, Ricky, if you're still in here, he's the one who told me about it. I went on. It's still for sale. It's the 4 foot Aquatic Life T5 hybrid fixture.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's got 4 bulbs, and it's got like 2 different size spacers. So it's like 250. So I mean, it's like close to 300 new. But I told him I texted him. I said, hey, like I'm interested. It's been up for a while, but I'm not paying 250. It's not in the budget right now. What's up, Nano? And he said he would think about it, and that was like 2 days ago, so I haven't heard back yet. But I don't know. I might make a big purchase this Black Friday. I know we're a ways away, but
Yeah,
might
that's when you get the best deals.
might count me in for the fixture, a carbon doser. Yeah, I don't know yet. It's probably all I need, really.
Yeah, you might not need the carbon doser though. I
I
mean, if
might.
you're already starting to get dialed in with that one, I mean, you're probably good to go.
I mean, it's easy. It's just a little thing on the side, you know.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't spend the money on it. I almost got that same one that you got, so I
Yeah,
just decided.
I don't know if it was you. Was it you who told me about it?
Yeah, because you were asking, and I think
On where did I get it?
Aqua Cave.
Yeah, yep. And you said it's
Yeah.
like that's the one you almost bought because it had great reviews, and it certainly did. What's up, Bronx? What's up, dude? Yeah, not that I have any experience with anything else, but so far, I mean, granted, I did have that whole mix up with my pump, but if anybody in my stream is thinking about a carbon reactor or a calcium reactor and they think it's like super complicated, it's really not. And from what I see, my reactor is actually more complicated than most, and it's really not.
Yeah, they are easy. When you don't, I guess you have to get your hands on one. I mean, when you hear people talk about it, to me, a lot of times it doesn't make sense, but I
Yeah.
think you just have to like get it. And to me, it's really no different than just like a regular old carbon reactor. You know, the only difference is you're putting dead skeletons in instead of carbon, and it has a
Yeah.
recirculating pump.
I mean,
It's
like you said when we were setting mine up, there's there's a little more. I want not moving parts, but like as far as the hoses and stuff, like, and I think the only reason mine has more than yours is because I have the unused CO2 exhaust or recirculation tube, whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
But other than
mine
that,
has that too. I
water
think mine has about this.
circulates and water comes out. That's it.
Yeah, just
So
put some CO2 in there. Yeah, they're pretty simple.
yeah, like, I mean, BRS keeps saying it. Like everybody thinks it's the most complicated thing. It's really not. And I still don't think my tank is like super high tech. I think it's like more than the average hang on the back guy, but I wish I could automate my tank more. I wish I knew more about the Apex because like my Apex right now, like for instance, actually, let me do it right now. I have my Refugium on like outlet number 3, and when I set everything up, I go to auto, it won't turn on. So I think it may need to be on 4 or 8. If you can tell me that.
Say, what do you mean?
Outlets, because I hear 4 and 8 is for the ones that are constantly turning on and off.
Oh wait, do you have the new Apex or the classic?
I have the new one.
The new one, all the outlets are relays.
So then why won't mine turn on? You want to help me real quick?
I can try.
All right, hold on. Let's see if anything looks wrong to you. Uh,
Yeah, on the old EB8s, the number 4 and number 8 are the relay. They're the ones that had the relays on them for like higher amperage.
yep. Oh yeah. All right. So let's do it. So you can see my screen right now.
Yeah, barely. It's so small, dude. Let me turn my phone here.
So look how weak. So I gotta literally turn my fuge light on, as I just did. So
Okay.
so when I go to settings, turn on at 8 o'clock, off at 7:45. Fall back
Yeah.
off. This is what I didn't understand. What is hysteresis?
I think it's mainly used like when you're using a heater or something. It just gives it a little bit of like a buffering point. I would set that to well, let me look at mine and see what it's
I
set
think
on.
it was at like 1 hour or whatever the ratio is, 1 to nothing, whatever it is.
Yeah, let me see what mine's set to. Mine is at 00100. So yeah, 1 hour,
That's where it
1
was
minute.
at. So it still does nothing for me. That's how it was. And this, when I set my Apex up, I didn't realize that there was like predetermined outlets, So I started
Oh,
plugging.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Shutdown probe temp.
Yeah, but
No, that's from.
value at 82. My tank never gets to 82, so it should never be off.
It looks exactly like mine. I have mine's my scrubber light set up, fall back off, on time, off time, temp 82. I don't know, dude. It should work.
It doesn't. Every time I set it to auto or whatever it is, it doesn't do it. Fall back off, on at 8, off at 7:45.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is something's wrong with your outlet. Because that's exactly how mine's set up.
Yeah, but so does that have anything to do with this stuff? Like I named it Fuse Light Icon. Does that matter? The icon or the?
Nah, that's just if you have a display. Like if you have one of the Neptune's displays, it shows a little,
Oh, so is
you
that
know.
all right? So that doesn't matter. Control type, that doesn't matter. Fallback off. The times. Like you can't even change this to anything else.
Yeah, that should be coming on. It should be coming on at 8 and turning off at 8.
Do it 85. Save it. just to see. I don't know. I have no idea. Let me run out there here in a second. Fuge light auto. Be right back.
All right.
Yeah, it's off. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
So when you were gone, I'm just looking. I haven't been able to see the chat because I've been on my phone. So I just came to my computer and seeing to see if anyone, someone asked me on the Apex Classic EB6, which plugs are relay. 4 and 8 hot ashes.
Yeah, that's
What's
what I
that?
read, but it's like it's hard because when you search some stuff, like it's like I don't even know what I'm searching. Like basically like help with Fuge light on my EB8 or something, and it'll be like totally different. Like nothing that I need to know.
Yeah, you know what unless that light is drawing, I don't know. I mean, it should work no matter what, because I think on the new EB8 832, it, from what I read, because I was looking at it because one of my outlets died, is that all the relays, I mean, all of them are, they improved it so you could run,
Yeah.
the
So it's
15
not like
amps,
the
I
old
think
one
it
where
is.
it was like the 4 and 8. Drama. I know, bro. I got your email and I actually watched a video on it. I guess I just need to go in there. I don't know. I don't know yet because he says because when you text me that or you email me that, I had like everything set up for already, like all at least like 7 outlets full and everything was like changed and done up. So I didn't want to like go back and redo everything. I didn't even know if I could like factory reset it, so I didn't even bother. Hot Ashes says put hysteresis at 0.01. Well, let's try it.
Yeah, you could try it. I know, but I mean, I'm looking at mine for my scrubber light, but it might not pull as much power. What kind of Fuge light do you have?
Just like an LED grow light.
Yeah, it could be. You know what I would try to do? Unplug that and just plug in like a regular desk lamp or something that, a clock or something lower power, and see if it's turning on with the auto and that, in that circumstance.
All right, he just told me to change the hysteresis, so let me run out and see if that did anything. It's only right here. Nope. Still did nothing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you know what? Just do a ticket to Neptune, and then talk to them about it, and they can log into your Apex too and check it out. And you could have just got a faulty outlet or something. When you turn it on manually, does it come on?
Yeah.
Huh.
It pisses me off because like not only do I have to like turn my actual lights on and off, but now I got to turn my fuse light on and off. How do you even put in a ticket to Apex?
Just go on their support page, and it'll say submit a ticket, and then you got to put your serial number and a couple other things: the date of purchase, where from, and then you just send it in, and they'll get right back. I mean, it took like an hour, and they got back to me.
I will.
And then I know one time when I set up my ATK, it kept giving me this alarm when there was nothing wrong with it. I was just getting these false alarms, and so they had me share like my Apex with them so they could control it. And he wrote some kind of code, and it took care of it. So they can probably figure out what's up with it, and if not, he might just have something funky, something broken in there.
All right, Mermaid says check out the advanced part. Make sure there is no random codes in there. All right, so screen share. Here we go.
Oh, wait, what do you got there?
Fallback set off. I haven't even looked in here.
I think that's your problem right there.
If time, then on. If time, then off. Or temperature, then off.
Let me see what mine says under
Minimum
advanced.
time off. Yeah. If time to 8. I might have.
No, see, I don't know though. Mine says same way. Mine under advanced says fallback off, set off if time 1700 to 10, then on.
I don't know. Let me run out there. Still off. So what did that say? Set off? I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh.
click back on your settings again. Let me see something. Okay, then on if time to, yeah, that's exactly how mine is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be working because that's exactly how mine is. Look, I'll turn this on. Yeah, exactly the same.
It says the same thing, huh?
Yeah.
Still screen sharing. There we go. You can't even see it. It's all distorted.
There's my alkalinity since I did the reactor. Now, when you see this right here, when you see that rise, that's only from 8.4 to 8.5.
I know. Yeah,
That's
it's cool.
crazy.
Like I was looking at my Apex, like showing the pH in my reactor, and it's like I'm like looking at this thing, and it's like it's super straight. It was really cool to see that for a change. But that doesn't necessarily mean that your alkalinity is on point. It just means your reactor is on point.
What do you mean?
Because if I have nothing consuming it, it keeps dropping in the same pH.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was what I logged in. That line was what I logged in when I do my testing. You can log in your parameter, keep track of
Hey,
them.
can I say something? I will never buy another checker other than Hannah. Like, oh my goodness, this alkalinity checker, instead of sitting there like shaking it, like,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, they're the best.
click, squirting the stuff, click, done.
Yeah, I have the elk, the ultra low phosphorus, and the calcium.
I have the only ones I'll use. I mean, I have salinity. I got the salinity pen. I have the pH. Salinity I bought, but the pH I got for free. I bought the alkalinity, but I have another one now. I have an old calcium remember when they came in the white boxes.
Yeah.
I have that one. I got ultra low phosphate, and then like a bunch of reagent. I don't even know. I've never checked Hannah for phosphates, but I guess it comes with like a big, like not big, but like a little jug of RO or whatever it is.
That's like a powder.
Well, I'm pretty sure doesn't the phosphate make you like use like special solution to like check it?
No, I think you're thinking of calcium because you got to put
Maybe
RO water. Yeah, you got just the phosphate one is you just put 10 mils of water and you put the little packet. You pour the little packet in there, shake it up for 2 minutes, and then throw it in.
yeah, that's a lot of work.
Okay.
Using the alkalinity, you just draw it back after you tank water, click, drop back, put it in, click, done. I never realized how. I'm just catching up the chats after trying to figure this stuff out. Murphy says,
"Yeah, I was looking to.
Chicken squirting doesn't sound good." All right, Hot Ashes wants.
Yeah, drop your link again. Someone else could help you with the O's in there, and maybe he could help you with your Apex.
I don't know, man. Oh, might know that. He's pretty knowledgeable about nerd.
Yeah, he knows a lot. I mean, he knows a lot more as far as the programming. I mean, I figured mine out, but mine's kind of basic. I don't have a lot of stuff going on mine.
Yeah, BRS had their Apex talk today. Oh, jumps in. He's like, "Did I hear Apex?" Sure did.
Oh, on BRS's
Yeah.
stream, yeah, that was kind of it. Kept dying
Yeah,
for
I guess
me.
they
It
did
kept,
like a minute and it didn't work. Did another minute, didn't work, so they just did it without Terrence. What's up, O?
Not much, bro. What's happening?
I can't hear him. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe help me out with this. Awesome.
I can hear him. What's
Yeah.
going on, O?
This happened last time. Remember?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm using a 17 MacBook Pro and I can't have more than 3 people in my Hangouts. So
Really?
give me 1 second.
What's up, Phil?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good, good. Can the people on YouTube hear me, or is just he can't hear me?
I think he can. He's been having this problem the last few times he's streamed.
There I go.
He can hear the first person that joins, but then after that he can't
You
hear
know what?
No
Reef-
idea why.
Reef
Not a
community
clue.
worldwide had that the problem last time I joined too.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was
Huh.
watching that stream. Yep.
Can you hear me now, Mike?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I can hear you now.
All right. Hey, so Phil, I got the stickers, man. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I finally today I haven't hooked up anything yet, but I finally got my CO2 canister filled. So I have everything to hook up my calcium reactor now. So I'm gonna
Oh,
start,
sweet.
Welcome to the club, bro.
I'm gonna start the process of putting it together and setting it up.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll have
because
you'll have to repurpose that the little pinch valve, and you can use it to kind of tune down the CO2 that gets recirculated, because if you don't, it's going to make a lot of like hissing noises.
pinch valve.
Yeah, like on the you have the Vertex, right? You got the
Yeah.
Vertex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the pinch valve is normally used to control the effluent, but since you have the Kimura, you're going to run that wide open and just let the Kimura control the speed of the effluent. But because you already have the pinch valve that came with it, you just switch the line up on it, and then you can use that to choke down the amount of CO2 that gets recirculated back through. Devin Reef Dudes, he sent me a little diagram on how he did his, and I did it the same way, and it works perfect.
All right, you're gonna have to send me that diagram too when you get some time.
Yeah, I will. I have it on my phone still. He just he traced it with he traced it right on the picture, so it's easy to follow.
All right, because I haven't hooked it up yet, but it's in my living room. The tank is in my living room, so noise is, I can't have the less noise, the better.
Yeah, mine was pretty loud at first, and so I thought it was because I was pulling from it instead of pushing, and Deb said, well, even with pushing, I was getting that excess CO2 with, where those little red little media things are in that CO2 chamber.
Yep.
There was like bubbles getting in there, and it would like make this whooshing sound through there. So he told me his was doing the same thing, and he just used that pinch valve to slightly choke down the amount that is allowed in there, and it did. It worked. I mean, within 5 minutes, mine was nice and quiet.
Did you have to buy any kind of other accessories to hook up the Kimura?
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me turn my camera on and show you. But it depends on how you're going to hook it up.
I know nothing about calcium reactors, so I'm just gonna go standard. I'm not trying to do anything, crazy. All right, so
You see that, O?
yep.
Okay, so what I did, okay, for the top one, I didn't have to do anything because it came with all the fittings. Okay, but for the bottom one, I bought, this is from BRS, so it goes from a barb to a slip, so it goes inside this fitting, and then it converts it to RO line.
So
I
you're
have one of
using
those too.
so you're using just straight RO line. You're not using like any other tubing.
Mine does that too.
Right. Well, I'm using, okay, so this tube is pulling. So this tube was long enough, the one that comes with the Kimura that goes from here to the top, and I didn't need any fittings for that. This one to convert, because mine's far, because mine's behind a chair, so it runs all along this wall. So if yours is a shorter distance, you might not need it, but for mine, since I had a longer run, I just used clear. This is the hard RO tubing, and so to convert it from the soft hose to the RO tubing, I just got it's a barb on this side, and then it
Yeah, you're right. It's
plugs
a
into
push
this.
connect on one side, like a slip on the other. Yeah, I have that
Right,
too. Oh,
And you got
and
that?
then it's right into here.
Or you
mine.
got that-
I bought mine is Travis's.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link when we get off
Yeah.
when
So
we get
if
off here.
tomorrow's Tuesday. If I ordered from BRS tomorrow, I'll have it by the weekend.
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon too, but they're only ones I could find. I think you got to buy it's like a 10 pack. I think it's like $12, but
You know what I'm using that for? Isn't like what you're doing. I guess so. Mine is because I didn't cut any of my tubing, so mine's going from the Kimura. It goes like 2 feet, and then it connects like a little like 4-inch section of RO tubing to the actual reactor. Same thing, I guess, but Travis sent it to me. He sent me like 4
yeah,
different fittings, so I
or
have
it's sick.
all of them. I even have like
Oh,
a
and then
fat
another
tube.
thing. Let's see if I can find this. The other thing
how the
too, for you
Kimura-
guys that have the Kimuras, you can, instead of buying the replacement tubes that are, I think they're, okay, so here's the replacement tubes for the Kimura, and they're like, I
For the
think
head,
they're
right?
either
Yeah.
$6 or $9 a piece, but I found the same exact wire from, or the same exact tubing on AliExpress, and you can get it by the meter. So this will do, and it was way cheaper than buying it all pre.
And if it's
I
too
mean, they're
long, you
only, I think
snip
they're
it, right?
$9, but I don't know.
And just snip it,
Yeah,
put
I
it
mean,
back
you just
together.
get it in bulk, and then and you just use these barbs and a zip tie.
So
So I guess like yeah, I
Just a
guess
way to save a little
yeah,
money.
but I mean, what do you really save though? $4?
Yeah, whatever. I saw it was
Yeah,
available, so
it's one of those things I'd order like 6 of them just to have them for the next 10 years.
yeah. I mean, they say to change them out every 3
Really?
months.
Huh?
Yeah, because the thing's running 24/7, so I think that's what they recommend is to change them every 3 to 4
Yeah,
months.
like I just ordered that. Oh, if you weren't here a little while ago, I have like a little like squeaking noise or like clicking for my Kimura. But since I bought it from Travis, he didn't, I guess, give me. I didn't know it came with like some lube, so I just ordered some of that. So I'm hoping when I get that in a couple of days, I'll be able to quiet it down a little bit. Not that it's loud, but I still get like a little. You can hear like a rubber on rubber squeaking.
I think Dev said he got it, but he got it, when he was running it at certain speeds. If he upped the speed or lowered the speed, he
Yeah,
wouldn't get the sound. So he said he got it at a specific speed. I think he said when he was between, I don't remember, but it was like he said when I'm between 20 and 30 mils per minute, it would make that sound, and then when I went over that, it would quiet it again.
Yeah, it's I get some kind of noise. It doesn't matter what it's at. I've because you crank it up to 120 just to kind of prime
prime it.
the reactor. But it doesn't matter if I go down to 4. It's just a different noise. I get a couple different noises.
And one other second, Phil, the thing you were using to like hold the barb piece, that was just zip ties.
Just like added protection.
Yeah, you probably don't need them, but since I saw that the Kimura, the little tube in there, it had zip ties on it, and I mean I had a bag of them, so I just did it just in case someone kicked it or whatever, so it didn't pull out.
Hey, so the Kimura comes with that rubber tubing, and it says Kimura on the side. Why did I get? Obviously it's used, so I got it from Travis. I got like a fat tubing. I guess I'd call it like a 1/2 inch tube, maybe. What's that for?
Yeah, that was this one. That was this one, Mike.
Why do you have such a big tube?
I used it on mine.
I'm only running with
Because
a
this
little RO size tube.
it's this one.
Yeah.
See how it's bigger?
So that's your inlet.
And yeah, this is where it pulls. It pulls out of this bottom port here.
Yeah.
So it pulls the water and goes around and then goes out back to the.
Yeah. I'm just using the RO size, I guess.
You could use either one, but since I didn't have to buy it for it or whatever, I just hooked up the big one.
Yeah, I just have the 2 RO size running. I don't even see a need for the big one in my circumstance anyway.
I'm opening mine up now because
Yeah, this valve right here.
I see. Yeah.
Here. So normally the water comes out of the second chamber and goes into here, and then it goes back to your tank. And then you use this to tune your effluent. But since I'm running the Kimura, you just, the little dial is what controls your effluent speed.
Yeah.
So I sent this this is where the CO2 gets recirculated out, and then it goes back to this chamber. So I'll show you. I'll send you the picture of the diagram.
Yeah, I got a couple more hoses, tubing on mine anyway. I think it's just the exhaust though, really.
Yeah, this one has, well, I mean, like compared to the carbon doser, this has a lot because it has the big old bubble counter here, and then it also has a flow meter to tell you what your effluent is.
Are they
Is that accurate?
Do they match?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty close. This my Kimura. This is, I think, right around. Well, it's a little different because I'm pulling, but I think when I was pushing with the aqua lifter, it was more accurate. But it's close to 50 on there.
All right, that makes me feel a lot better.
Are you planning to pull? Oh,
Yeah, I'm planning on pull.
just you're like me. You don't know any better.
I am listening to what people say,
Right.
and
Me too.
so that yep.
Seems to be the unanimous decision.
Hey, I contacted all my friends, Phil, Devin, and tried to buy the equipment and stuff that they were using because it's my first time and I'm nervous. So if I needed help, I just wanted someone I can just call up and get help from.
Honestly, I said before I'm pretty sure it was before you got in here, dude. Honestly, there's really nothing to be worried about with a calcium reactor. It is super simple. It's easy. I mean, obviously dialing it in takes a little time, but in my case, I don't have a whole lot of consumption with my corals, so it's really not that hard.
Hey, look at my.
It goes in, it circulates, and it comes out. Let the apex do the rest.
Look at my alkalinity since I put on the calcium reactor. Oh,
is that
and
a
trident?
Am I looking at the trident?
No, this is my apex, but you could see where it went from, it's 8.4, and then the highest they got was to 8.5, but it's been solid for the last 2 months, just dead solid right at 8.4.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
So you can even see on this bottom graph when I started the calcium reactor, and then this is when I was dosing. So it was still pretty stable, but you can see some.
Wait a second. That is. You're telling me. Wait. Let me wait a second. You're using a HANA checker?
Yep.
You're telling me, Phil, that since with the exception of 2 times, since the 14th of March, to the 13th of April, every time you're tested, your alk is 8.4.
Welcome to calcium reactors.
Oh,
I swear to you.
I don't believe. Oh man. Oh man.
I'm telling, dude, I've only had mine running for like 6 days, maybe 7 days. When I first started, it was at 7.1. I kind of like tweaked a little bit, went to 8.3, and I tried to bring it down to 8, and I'm at 7.9 this morning, and that's in a 5-day span. Like it's literally set it, forget it. Once you get it figured out, because you know what was really cool. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure you guys saw it, that video that BRS put out as well. You basically check your effluent, your effluent and your pH in the reactor, and the calculator tells you what it needs. That's I didn't even know that thing existed.
Yeah, I didn't do that myself, but
Did you see that video though?
I did. Yeah,
I haven't done it yet either. I've
it's
yet
a
to check my effluent.
yeah. It's. I mean, that's a way you could. I mean, I understand how they're doing it that
Is that
way,
is that a
but
third way to dial it in?
well,
Or fourth or fifth?
it's just a way to help you get closer to where you begin. But I just started at. I started mine at 7 to turn on at 7 and then off at 6.9. And I was super close. It was just a guess, but I was super close. And then I wound up at, I can't remember. I wound up on mine at, okay, so now I have mine turn on at 6.87 and turn off at 6.79. And I'm running 54 mils of effluent. And it's been perfect. Normally it runs, in the daytime, it runs about 6.83, and it's been keeping it. Now if you turn down your effluent some, you're going to have to run your pH a little hotter, so you'd want it a little bit lower. So either one, you can adjust it either way.
Yeah, I've I guess there's probably multiple ways to run it, but there's a tank so far, and I mean, you open this. Let me turn on this light. I need to figure out a better stand for my Kimura, because it's literally sitting on this like sample of marble or granite or whatever it is, like just on the corner. But
Yeah.
dude, this was super easy. Once you get everything running, the hardest part for me was the circulation pump, because I was running a lot of air through it. But like right now, it's not bubbling. Oh yeah, it is slowly. But this thing's running like a champ, and I've no complaints. Like I was telling you, my stuff's just drooped in. Like this is just drooped in through the little teeth. This other one right here where it's coming out of, I actually put it right here to give a little surface agitation, because for a little while I was getting that like that, what is it? It looks like snot, like just forming on the top. So I don't know if that's where I should have it, but my drip rate's really slow right now. It's at what are we at? 40. If anybody can see that, it's at 40. So I mean 7.9 this morning, and we'll see. I don't know. It seems to be super easy. I was like, it's one of those things where before you do it, you think it's super hard to deal with, but it's really not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
happy
pretty
with
simple.
It. And there's
Hey, I'll be right.
my 45-day-old fish tank.
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. Hey, Mike, talk to O about that light thing on your Apex. He might be able to help you. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, you pretty good with Apex, huh?
I guess so.
That's what I hear. All right, let me turn this off, and let me go and present my computer. All right, so check it out. So I can't get my refugium light to be on auto on my Apex. Every time I try, it just turns
All right.
off. So hold on. Let me get ready for this, because it's probably gonna be a little loud. All right, here we go. Screen share. And all right, you can see this?
All right. See it.
So what I did delete is that on number 2, it said set off, and we thought that might have been the problem. I deleted it, it's still doing the same thing. So I can only have my refugium light on when I actually turn it on.
All right. So, go back to your main code. Let me see your code. All right. So go back.
So
Go
if
back.
so it's like on. So it was off when we were just looking at it, and it was on auto. So if I go here, you're telling me to get out of advanced.
No. Leave it there. Go back to advanced. Don't do anything. That last line, delete that line for now. You don't need that. That's minimum time, like a microsecond.
Yeah. Save it.
Yeah, save it. All right. And then go back to your main code. Go back to the dashboard, Apex dashboard.
Oh, hey, before I forget, here's my pH on my calcium reactor. It's been running pretty good. I have it set from like 7.25 to 7.35.
Mm-hmm.
Where I really dialed in was like right here or something. But it's been staying pretty good. I mean, from how tiny of a jump I have, it's doing all right. Anyway, go ahead.
Look, all right. So fuse light. So when do you want the fuse light to come on?
So I got it set from like 8 to 8 basically.
So it should be on now.
But it's not.
All right. Go back to the code. Come on. Fall back off. Your temperature.
If it's 8 o'clock, yeah. So if temp gets to 82 or higher, turn it off.
Wait, go back to your main code screen again. Wait.
What do you mean? Like the dashboard?
Dashboard. Sorry. So your temp is 78.4. Your temp is good. And only when you push it on
will it turn on.
All right. Only when you push it on.
So I'm wondering if it's anything wrong with my Apex. Phil might think so because he kind of referenced his.
Yeah.
What's up, Chimp?
I'm looking at mine now, and it should be. All right. Let's start from scratch again. So go back to your fuse light.
Well, let me back up. Mermaid says your clock's set right, or are you still on West Coast time? I don't know. I don't think so.
Go to set it. Yo, no, yeah.
What time is that? That's 10 o'clock. I'm good.
Well, all right. Go to your settings. Oh man, go to the settings in the Apex. No, not that settings. Like go back, like little gear, the little gear that expands, the 3 gears.
And then what?
And then that little wrench. Actually, that is not. No, hit cancel. No, it's not in the wrench. All right, let me see. Let me pull up my Apex and see which one it's in. Where are you, Mike?
What do you mean? I'm in Massachusetts.
You're in Massachusetts, so you're on the same time as me. All right. So go back. So hit on the gear again. Go back to the dashboard. Hit on the gear, and then hit on the clock. So put that at -5. Because you're in the -5. Yeah, -5, and save it. Yeah, but -5. So that's East Coast time. That's the same. I'm in New York, so we're.
So maybe every time I'm trying to do it, it's like I kind of lose faith and I don't give it the extra 3 hours.
Because it's thinking. Now go back now.
Yeah. Oh, I got to present. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was presented.
You are presenting. I'm looking at you.
Well, but between us, I'm screen sharing, but I got to present to everybody else.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Everybody's like, oh, share yourself. All right. So that daylight savings time enabled, auto clock enabled. So now let me turn it off. Somebody said when they go on and then off. All right. Let me go check. 1 sec. I am on right now.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
We're rocking and rolling right now. All right.
Damn, look at that. I think there's only been 3 times I've ever had to deal with that issue. Good call, Murphy. I never thought of that. So that was thinking you are.
But that was weird how it said my clock time right here is where it should be. That's why I never even bothered.
Yeah, when you see 2 times on your Apex, that means when you saw, when you saw those 2 times on your dashboard, that means your computer time and your Apex time are 2 different.
Yeah. All right. True that. So that is huge.
So
What
you
else can I change?
so you can go back and you could go back now and add that basically, that minimum time that you
Yep.
had, where you had that set too low. So that minimum time basically says like, hey, when for instance, if one day gets really hot and it gets up to 83 degrees, that minimum time is saying, hey, like,
Shut off for
shut
less than
off
a second.
when it turns off. Wait, when it turns off, if the temperature goes below 82 degrees, wait at least, a certain time before you turn back on. That's what that's saying. Like wait a certain time. But you had it at a microsecond. You need to put, like, if you wanted it to put a minute, you put 0, 1, then then the colon, then 0, 0. So you
mine's
had
at
it.
an hour right now.
No, yours. Let me. I clicked off. Yours was at. Go back to. Go back to.
See, how can you see everything? You are screen sharing and presenting to everyone, but nobody can see it. Something, I don't know what's wrong. It's got to be like my Google Hangouts or something. I don't get it. How can nobody see it?
Yeah, I think it's not just you, man. It's Hangouts. I don't.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying earlier, it's like it's one of these things where I have one person in there. As soon as the second person joins, I can't hear anything. So now I got to jump in on my phone and I got to talk through my phone and listen through my phone, but watch on my laptop.
Yeah. I was on my friend's stream the other day and he couldn't hear me. And yeah, go back to advanced, Mike. Let me just see. Go back to advanced.
So now there's no code.
Yeah, don't just put. You know what you wanted to put. So basically, what I was saying is, so do this. You know what? Don't do any minimum time. How likely?
Need a minimum time?
No. How likely is it that your temperatures are going to get to 82 degrees during the summer?
I don't know. I've never had an Apex in this house during the summer.
You've never had Apex?
No, I mean, never had an Apex in this house during the summer because we have window ACs. So usually the living rooms, because all the ACs are like in everybody's room. So I've never had a fish tank with an Apex in the summer in this house. This would be my second summer. And the first one I had a little cube where I didn't really care.
All right. So basically type min, MIN, and then time.
And then what?
And then time, TIME. And then put 5:00 00.
Is that 5 hours?
5 minutes. That's
that
5
minutes. Okay.
5 minutes, then off.
All right, run it.
So what happens now is if it ever gets up to 82 degrees, your Apex will stay if it gets hot during the summer, and your light would turn off for at least 5 minutes before it turns back on.
So Mermaid said you need number 2 set off. That's what it was earlier.
Yeah, set off.
Huh. I need to learn how to write code. Because you can basically, the sky's the limit if you know how to write code, right?
Sky's the limit. I use code every day in my job, and I'm not a programmer.
All right, that was huge. That was exactly the problem because, I'd be trying to set it up. I'd go to auto. I'd mess with a few things. Go to auto, and I go to check it, and it's off. So I guess I never gave it that 3-hour delta. 3-hour delta.
Well,
between time and
when it was on, when you were saying 8 to 8, you were thinking it's 8 your time, but it was actually 8 out in the Pacific. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't our local time.
All right, well, cool. That's awesome, dude. You know how many times I've only had the tank running for 45 days, but I had to come in here every day and turn my fuse light on. Right now, I just have the T5s up just because I haven't figured out a way to mount my LEDs yet. So it's like I have to turn my fuse light on manually. I have to turn my T5s on manually. So it's third world problems, I guess. But
Why do you have the skimmer? Why you have the skimmer like in the on position?
I don't know. Why don't you teach me how to set it?
So go to skimmer. So what? Go to advanced.
I just have it on because on auto it didn't stay on.
Oh, all right. So fall back off, set on. All right. So let me tell you what your code right that you're looking at now does. So fall back off means if anything, you for your return pump. Okay, this is your skimmer. So if your apex head fails for any reason, do you want your skimmer to stay on or do you want it to turn off?
I would want to turn off because it's going to
All
overflow.
all right, so fall back off. This is if your apex fails. All right, so fall back off. Set on, that means default you want it on. So you're
Yep.
saying if you turn the feed mode A, then your pump is going to turn off, right?
Yeah.
And then that defer means that when your feed mode ends, it's going to wait another 5 minutes before it turns on.
Let the apex catch up. So I should change that to auto.
No. Leave. That's actually I actually do the same thing with mine. So what happens is, when you turn feed mode on, do you turn off your return pumps to feed?
I don't even use feed mode. I just turn off my my wave makers.
So that's actually not a bad idea. That means what happens is when you turn the skimmer off, right? When you turn the skimmer off, when you turn it back on, it's going to, for if it goes off for any reason, it's going to defer, 3 minutes before it goes back on. But you know what? In this instance, I don't know if you need it.
Yeah, because I don't feed mode might be cool, but I don't see a need to have complete zero water movement. That means I got to wait for it to drain. I got to wait for it to fill back up. If there's a little water moving in there, just help move the coral around. I mean, it's not a full broadcast, but it's definitely moving it around.
My thing is when I was learning about the Apex, here's how I learned. Like a lot of people gave me a lot of code that now in hindsight it was good. But what happened? It was so complicated I couldn't understand it. So you know what I did? I went back to basics and only added the code that I need. So if next week you come back and you say, "Hey man, I'm having this problem when I turn my pump on, I want my pump to wait for a few minutes." Let me see if I can share my screen with you and just screen share.
So should I not change it? Should I turn my skimmer to? If you see stuff that's on, that's on. It's because I plug it in through my Apex, but I can't control it through my Apex. So like my skimmer, I just want it on. So if I go to auto, I think it's on auto because if I went to, or I think it's on because if I went to auto, it would shut off.
You sure? All right, turn it.
Maybe I just don't know how to control all these.
Wait, hang on a second. Put it on auto.
Mm-hmm.
Then refresh the screen. Refresh the browser screen. So you see it. You see it says on over auto. That means your skimmer is on right now.
Huh. So ATO, I'm running a smart ATO micro.
Go click on the code. Let's see the code. Advanced. Fallback on, set on. That means it should be on all the time. So go back. So put it on auto, then refresh the page, and it should say on. It should be orange on. Yeah, so you're on.
So same with my this is my calcium reactor pump. Like I want it always on.
Well,
so I just turned it on and left it there.
So go to the code again.
Should I go to advanced?
Advanced. Fallback. Okay, so this you gotta fix this because so fallback.
Yeah.
On,
so this is whatever it was on. So this is my calcium reactor like circulation pump.
Yeah, you don't want
this. So this I can delete, right?
Yeah, fallback on.
Fallback on.
if your apex disconnects, if your apex dies, and when I say apex, I mean the brain of your apex dies. For instance, if my apex brain dies, I still want my return pump to work.
Yeah.
So
So I'll
that's
check
what
that
fallback means. Fallback, if your apex brain dies, do you want that calcium reactor return, pump circulation pump to keep doing? I don't know enough about calcium reactors to say, so I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I would probably want it because it would, mess up my. We might have to go through my whole Apex right now to fix everything.
But you definitely want it. The second line should definitely be set on.
Set on.
Yeah. And then save that. That's it. That you don't need anything else in that pump. You want to manually control when it turns on and off.
Yeah, because I don't need to change anything.
And then refresh the page, and you should see if it's on. Yeah.
So my Kimura, same thing. I don't need it to do anything special but stay on.
Fallback. Yep.
Done.
Save that.
Huh. Well, this is cool. I'm glad you joined.
I told you who to ask.
And then so that's a little trick I
Yes,
do.
thank you, Phil.
So you see how everything says orange on? So that's how you know if something's on. Like you didn't need to go to the other room to look if your fuse light is on. You just needed to. Let me share my screen with you and just show you like what I'm running with my skimmer, and then hopefully, let me show you.
All right, good. You're presented.
It's
on the left side.
All right. So.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think.
Yeah, you just got to get out of Hangouts to.
Yeah. Hang on a second. All right. So let me open Apex Fusion into another window, and then share that application window. All right, my bad. All right. So can you guys see my Apex?
Sure can.
All right. So let me just basically just run you through what I'm doing here. So, fallback on, set on. My skimmer, I want my skimmer to stay on all the time.
Sure.
Because my skimmer pulls air from outside. So if it's not on, that means my pH is going to plummet. So that's what fallback on, set on. That third line, if that says, if my return pump turns off, I want my skimmer to be off. If at any point, whatever thing my return pump turns off, I want my skimmer to turn off. The fourth line, these lines are kind of redundant. One of these controls the speed, because I'm using the Neptune Systems pump. It's way more complicated, but I'm using the Neptune Systems pump. So I had some trouble so the Neptune Systems pump, you can control the speed and you can control the outlet. So lines 3 and 4 do basically the same thing. It says, hey, if you turn off your return pump or you reduce the speed of your return pump for any reason, like just turn off your skimmer. Line 5 is basically saying if the return pump wattage drops below 45 watts, turn off your skimmer. So, for feed mode, I only run my return pump at 20%. So my Apex detects that drop in wattage and turns off my return pump. And then line 6 just says, hey, when your return pump turns back on, don't turn the skimmer on immediately. Wait 3 minutes. That's what that defer command is. Because when you turn your return pump on, it takes a few minutes for the water level to stabilize.
Someone actually said that for my skimmer.
Yeah.
K-Town.
It was K-Town. K-Town.
Yep, he did. I wanted to explain it to you first before you went ahead and.
Yeah, we'll set it in a minute.
Yeah. So you could go ahead and set that. So that's what I'm running for my skimmer, but it's it's not that complicated. It's just like, hey, whenever your return pump, whenever I'm messing with my return pump, anything that affects the speed of my return pump, I want my skimmer to turn off, because then my skimmer is very sensitive to the water level in the sump. And that's it, man. I don't think I have anything else crazy.
Your dashboard. I want to see your dashboard.
My dashboard is not that crazy because I've taken a lot of stuff off my system. I have I'm running 2 ATOs now, because the Tunzi one I'm running calc through it. The ATK it's just straight fresh water. So I have 2 ATOs now. So they just run in 3-hour intervals throughout the day. if something goes wrong, I want to be able to kill the power to the ATK. So that's kind of a redundancy there. Skimmer, heater, my core pump and return pump, they're basically the same thing. Again, I just want redundancy. One of them I can mess with the speed. The other one I just want to be able to kill the power to something.
You're running a fan too. Do you have 2 EB8s?
I have 2 EB8s.
Do you think it's worth me buying another one? I have a breakout box that I've never even opened. I've had it for 2 years now.
I'm just that guy that always messes with a ton of crap. So I just have 2 EB8s because,
Sure.
I don't think, I don't think you need to, but it depends on, there's 8-to-1. So how many devices do you have? I mean,
I'm full right now, but think about it this way: my calcium reactor is covering the Kimura, the calcium reactor, and the solenoid. So my calcium reactor alone is taking up 3.
yeah, and think of it, I'm running 2 tanks from this tank. So, I have MP40s. So what happens is I control my MP40s through EcoSmart Live, but I have them plugged in here where if I need to kill them for whatever reason, if I'm doing a water change, I want to be able to kill my MP40. So I have it here. I have a fan, PMUP. This doesn't use an outlet because it plugs right into, the side of the EB8. The Nero 5, I'm running the Nero 5 for my enemy tank. I'm running the Senai, so maybe I don't know, for whatever reason I want to kill the Senai. I'm running a Claris C. I used to run the T5s. I've started to take them off now. I have a feeder. It's just a lot of this. Like I said, I used to use every outlet on my Apex, so I took off the UV. Everything you see that I call like outside 6. These are open outlets. The last couple months, I've taken a lot of crap off my tank, man. It's just sometimes you go I used to overcomplicate this stuff a lot, so I just started anything I don't use anymore, I just pull it off my tank. I've been pulling it off.
So your core pump is running at 37%. That's cool that it shows you that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
37%.
Do you find the salinity probe to be accurate?
Absolutely garbage.
That's what I hear.
Wait, you talking about Apex itself?
Yeah. Oh man, listen. For a couple of weeks when I took the UV off, I was like, man, this thing is running great. I'm happy with it. And then I don't know what I did, and I started testing the new. I pulled the Kevlar off and started testing a new refugium light, and the thing went bonkers. So
you're running a steady 0.
Yeah.
I just lost the outlet on mine. One of my Apex, I got a temp alarm. My heater wasn't turning on.
Yeah.
2 years old.
Why are you monitoring ORP?
Well, no, because I bought the new Apex and it came with it, but I'm actually about to swap that out for the new
calcium reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Apex EL, and me being Mr. My pH is wrong. I am done. I don't care what my pH is. I'm gonna just care about the pH of my calcium reactor.
Yep. And these are just switches. I have a breakout box. This just tells me when my doors are open. So this is basically saying, this is my return. This is my reserve. So it tells me when my reservoir, my freshwater reservoir is low. This just tells me when my cabinet doors and everything are open, which everything is open right now. But in another week, a lot of this stuff will be gone. And for me to know that my cabinet door is open like that, I mean, I don't need to know that. So it gotta go.
Hey, on your Tunzi auto top off, are you running the Tunzi calc stirrer thing that they make?
Yes, I am. That's what I'm running on it.
How do you like that? I was reading about it. I
like it a lot. So, after the GHL failed me miserably, I went back to Saltwater. and I started using the Calc +2, the one that supposedly has magnesium in it, which I guess it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my magnesium isn't dropping as fast, so I am using that, and that runs 12 hours out of the day, and then the ATK runs the other 12, and that kind of keeps my pH above 12, above 8. You can see where it is now.
Mhm.
But I actually turned my skimmer off today because I'm doing that treatment for bryopsis. I have some bryopsis.
Fluconazole?
Yeah, I'm running. I got a huge patch of bryopsis in my anemone tank. So
What are you using for it?
the fluconazole.
Are you the reflux, or
Yeah.
did you buy actual fluconazole?
The reflux.
I don't think it's as good, to be honest
You
with
gotta
you.
let it go for 3 weeks. So
Listen, man, I bought the fluconazole tablets from this vet online, and that thing took care of it within a week. Like, this is my third treatment with like reflux, and it's annoying, but
I'm
I
telling
figured
you, dude.
I would try it.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with green hair algae. I did the pay, what is it, whatever it is, Payless or PaylessPetSupplies.com. That thing worked like a charm. I've tried the reflux twice, and it works, but it's not like the
It's
original.
not as
treatment.
strong. Yeah, it's not as
Yep.
strong.
But so I was looking at it. The one that I bought originally was a 200 milligram pill, and I don't think I could find what milligram the reflux were.
It's not 200. Yeah, I used it on my nano tank one time. Gone, never came back. This is my third treatment, but I had 3 bottles, so I figured instead of buying like new tablets, let me just exhaust what I have first before I
Oh, of
go
course.
and buy new stuff. So,
How big is the patch of bryopsis?
you know what, Phil? Because I wanted to shoot a video. I probably should have removed most of it, but the patch was maybe 5-6 inches.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
I had a quarter size patch, and I had used the fluconazole and it worked, but then it came back, and then I used the reflux and it really didn't do much. So just for the heck of it, I tried it. I covered it in calc paste, and then I took like 2 tubes of the dollar store super glue and then glued all over the calc paste, and it worked. But that was for a lot smaller area.
Well, I can pull it out. Like I said, I just didn't pull it out because silly me was thinking, hey, let me make a video, but I'm about to reach in and like pull that bad boy out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out. That's the way to do it anyway. If you have algae, like pull the algae out with your hand, most of it, as much as you can with your hand before you do any treatment. Because you're killing, if you had green hair algae, you're just killing the algae and putting it back in the system. So rip out as much as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. My tomorrow, my project with de-technologizing my reef is I'm taking the T5s off tomorrow.
what?
Uh-oh.
What?
Phil, you know he's messing up, Phil.
Nah.
Yeah.
Phil,
Well,
Phil doesn't have any T5. Phil,
What?
You do?
I have T5s on my frag tank. T5 and Reef Bright.
No, Phil, you see the temperature now on my tank is actually 77.8 degrees. I would have never been able to keep it that low with the T5s. The T5s produce like too much heat. Like I'm gonna put three radions over the tank. That should be enough coverage for a 4-foot tank. And sorry, man. Hey, Billy, I have nothing but good things to say about T5.
Sorry, I'm getting black boxes for my tank.
Hey, man. It's not a knock on T5. I'm trying to not use a chiller this summer. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to not use a chiller. If you ask me about T5, like
You're still gonna need one.
I'm probably still gonna need one, but
Yeah.
you could have used any two cheap. You could have used two AI primes and T5s to cover.
Hey, now. AI primes.
No. I'm not knocking them. I'm saying you could use two AI primes and the aquatic life to cover a 4-foot tank. And I mean, you wouldn't want to do a wall-to-wall SPS tank, but to do like a wall-to-wall SPS tank with like LEDs, you'd need to spend more.
Well,
Primes work.
So I have 3 AI primes. I'm about to buy a 4th for my 4-foot.
Hey, they work, man.
Here's a question. You were talking about temperature probe. If you look at my Apex, it shows a higher temperature. I've noticed using my pH or my temp probe on my Apex and just a couple kind of like calculating the little digital timers, like, you know, it's off 0.4 degrees. When I use my temperature probe in my sump, my main display is like a half a degree colder. So like if you look at my Apex, it's set to like 78 and 79 or something. Do you find that a problem at all?
That your display is like a degree colder than your sump?
It's like probably 0.4 degrees colder. So like when I'm really running my temperature probe, it's not exactly what my main display is. So I actually bumped it up like a half.
Wait, real quick, you guys, does anybody still use the old school glass thermometers with a little suction cup on it?
Never.
No.
Jeez.
Billy's got 4 of them each day.
Why not? They're $1.
I actually chucked one the other day when I tore apart my little cube. I chucked one.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, why not? They're $1.
That's the same way I feel about those digital heaters. It's like $12 for 4 of them, so I buy those.
Well, you get what you pay for, but these are, you know,
Yeah,
a digital thermometer that's $2 isn't really going to be that accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I did it against my Apex, and it was 0.4 degrees off. So I just kind of calculate up, you know.
Yeah, but the mistake you're also making, I bought a calibrated thermometer. My Apex, when I got it, was like 3 degrees off. So don't also make the mistake of using the Apex as like the version of truth in terms of temperature. Like have other, you know, like I don't trust the Apex to be calibrated outside the box. And then every time I use like a calibrated thermometer, it drifts. Like when I do it in the summer and then I do it in the winter, it drifts by, you know, half a degree. So I'm not saying I trust the Apex any more than I would trust that glass thermometer. It's just that I can calibrate the Apex and I just, you know, because everything is connected to my Apex, I just use it to control other things. So, you know, I don't trust that. Just like I
guess I must be just really lucky.
Hey man, the only probe I trust less than the salinity probe is the temperature probe on the Apex. Believe me. Like because every time I go in with like a HANA checker or something else and check the temperature, it's always off by a little bit, always. So
my HANA checker and my portable TDS meter, both of those temperatures are reading the same as my 99-cent glass, you know, thermometer that I have hanging in the tank.
Hey, maybe I need to get one of those.
That's just always, I mean, for $1, it's good to just have you know, it's like having an extra set of hands. Well, that's like having an extra set of temperature checking. Like, why not?
Ryan from BRS is always like, he's like, hey, just buy 3 of the cheap ones and just average
them. Yeah, that's why I bought a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I tell you to buy 3 of them because he wants to sell them to you.
He's saying go to any store and buy any 3 thermometers and just average them, and like you're within range.
Mike, I have another contest you can enter at the end of the month.
Done. Step aside, gentlemen.
$450 coral pack from Reef Co.
I need that.
Delivered.
I need it. My tank is looking bare.
Who, mine?
Ooh.
All right. Look at those colors, dude.
I know Phil's tank is looking nice, man.
As soon as you said that, I already knew you were talking about Phil's tank.
I know.
Freaking guy.
Yeah, right. Pisses you off, doesn't it?
I know, and I can't find that Space Invader anywhere, man.
It's nice. It came back to life, man. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm borrowing a guy's or a saw, and I'm gonna cut off a piece of it and try it again in here.
Hey, Phil,
It's just having it.
if I come to Reefapalooza, California, man, can I get a frag of that Space Invader?
We'll talk about it.
All right.
That means hell no. Oh,
Yeah, he's
That's
the
just
hell
funny.
off, dude.
Hey,
Get your own.
hey, if I could find it somewhere, I would. I can't find
Phil,
it.
It's totally okay to say yes, Seymour, but it's going to be a certain amount of money. You know, it's just like, hey,
No, I'm not
We can
begging
trade.
for
We
free.
can trade.
I can't find. You don't understand. Like, I cannot find a frag of it. Like my LFS, and he refuses to like give me a piece or sell me a piece.
Sounds like Reef Go. He's got like a 10-foot section of not for sale.
It's in the display tank in the front of the store. Like, and I walk past it all the time. I'm like, you fragging that?
Nope.
I don't know if I saw someone, or I think I was reading a magazine, Coral magazine, and I saw someone had like a green and blue version of like it wasn't a Space Invader, but it was some kind of Pectinia, and it had like
Oh, I
green.
saw that. It looked nice.
You saw that?
I did see that, I think.
Where did you see? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in a magazine somewhere, right? Yeah.
I can't remember, but I did see it.
And
It was the blue. Yeah.
yeah, Phil. And then I immediately thought of you and was like, bastard, got a nice one. Can't get one. I can't.
It almost died in here though. I had it here. I had it in this corner here for a while, and it did okay. And then I moved it in the shade right in here. I had it over here, and it just kept getting worse.
Phil, what all do you have in your frag tank? Do you have a lot of stuff in there?
I got it's really, except for I think 2 corals, everything are just pieces of all this.
How are the colors?
So
How are the colors comparing?
A little different, like this one right here is a PC rainbow, and when I first put it in there, it had, see how on the base it has yellow. The branches were a lot more yellow, and in the frag tank, there's quite a bit more yellow with the Reef Bright and T5s. And then on this Cali Tor in the frag tank, it has a lot more green in it, which is, it's supposed to have the green in here. It's pretty much all blue. The red planet.
Oh, Drama says check out Aqua SD from time to time because they have colonies that they frag.
Oh, you know what? And I know I bought a lot of stuff from that guy. I know Aqua SD.
Yeah, the red planet in here is like all red, but in there it has shades of green and yellow in it. So there is definitely some different colors coming out.
You know what? I'm actually gonna email Aqua SD and ask him if he has a piece.
I was talking in third person in the chats.
Yeah, I didn't want to seem like I'm begging too much, so I tried to dissociate myself from my begging. You know.
I see you.
Yeah.
That's cool though, man.
Space Invaders. Nah. What's going on, Billy? The pipes?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find.
Doing a water change.
What are you on the tank downstairs?
Upstairs.
Didn't I just watch a video on like 5 days ago? You did like a 35-gallon water change.
Monday.
You're doing another one?
Once a week.
Do you do 35s once a week?
No. That was because I did fluconazole. This is just a 15-gallon.
Oh, okay.
I had a little bit of algae that keeps popping up, but it's not going away. So time to start stocking this thing with some worker fish.
What about tangs, Billy?
Huh?
You getting a tang?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, did you get the tang already?
No, I got 2 coming.
Did you really? What'd you get?
Make sure you hit that notification bell.
Oh, you,
Get out of here.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I did add 2 fish recently. Do you guys remember? I mentioned it on my reef co video.
Oh, you got those Anthias, the blotched or whatever they are.
2 of them.
Nice.
You
You
got
got them. They healthy?
you got blotched Antheus?
2 of them.
What am I doing with my life? Where Billy has blotched Antheus.
You're
Those are nice.
putzing around with that apex too much. You're not enjoying the hobby.
That's exactly. You know what? That's exactly what I'm doing.
That's funny.
Well said, Billy. Well said.
I love busting on O.
Yo, Billy. Billy, I was talking about earlier. You weren't in the stream yet. My dog Calypso, who just joined the stream. My dog bought me a purple tank. Not bought me, but he bought it and then realized it's way too big for his tank, and he's going to give it to me. So, Calypso, we need to link up. I need to figure out what I can buy you, my friend. Can't just accept it for free. So we'll talk. But yeah,
I was going to take Dave's, but I had to go to work on Friday.
What, purple tank?
You didn't get it?
No,
So where is it now?
I have no idea. His basement's completely empty.
Completely empty. Damn, that's
Yep.
heartbreaking.
Yep. I'm trying my hardest to. What the hell is that smell? Oh,
He's like, I just passed gas.
no, the SPS is out of water. I'm trying my hardest to keep these anemones happy, and they are. But I want to find a home for them. But it's got to be somebody that wants the anemones.
I have an anemone tank, Billy.
Yeah, but I want you to take the 2. I want whoever to take them to take the 2 clownfish as well.
Yeah. I know people who, like Reef Garden. That guy has a full-on anemone tank.
What kind of clowns are they, Billy?
One's a Da Vinci, and one's I forget. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't like clownfish.
Hey, Billy, if you seriously in a couple of days can't find anyone to take them, like I know people who'll take them.
Yeah, but I want it to be somebody that I know.
All right.
There's definitely stipulations.
Okay.
Well, I've got some.
Reef God, Reef God. I don't think you've ever met him in person, but he's been on the streams a lot. Yeah. He has an anemone and clown tank where he keeps like clownfish and anemones only. So, yeah.
You know what? Here's a rare view for you guys.
Oh no movement. Nice. I should have spent the extra money and got the Life Rock.
Yeah, it's nice. You just get saw through that bad boy, but
dude, a purple rock in the tank makes all the difference.
Yeah, this is totally core line. Like if I turn on all the lights, like you see the difference. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got a phone call.
Coraline.
Must be someone important.
Yeah. Yeah, the Life Rock is nice. I bought my entire tank is not it, but I have half Pocani. I added the Life Rock. The only thing is when you try to cut it, it's hard to cut. But
why would you need to cut it?
I don't know.
Like
I was trying to do something. I just make life harder for myself. That's what you got to understand. I just. It's not on purpose, man. But I just seem to make life harder for myself when it comes to my tank. So I don't know what got into me. I decided I needed this specific shape, and then I tried to cut it. And then I realized it was a really bad idea.
Hey, here's a question for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is link A and link link B?
Link A?
Link A and link B on the Apex.
Link A. I'm not sure.
Here.
Oh,
Here.
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but can you share it?
Link A and link B.
Do you okay, you remember when I was showing my screen, you saw something called a PMUP?
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
Apex.
Neptune Systems sells these accessories that plug right into out. If you look on the side of your EBA, do you see some little weird outlets like little like plugs you can plug things in?
I don't know. Maybe I've never looked for it. I don't know.
All right. So, well, in the side where you put the USB cable in, that USB cable to
Yep.
link like the, yeah. So there are a bunch of other, you vaguely remember some other ports being there. But
Well,
basically,
Jamba D says one link ports.
yes. So basically on the side of your EB8, there's some proprietary, meaning they're Apex type ports. So
is that
Apex,
where like my breakout box goes?
no, that's not where the breakout box goes. That's where you can plug their power heads in it. You can plug some pumps
Oh.
into it. If you bought one of like the Neptune Systems dosing pumps, you can
Sure.
plug it right there. So it's a way to add Neptune Systems branded equipment to your tank
without using a
outlet. Outlet. Yes,
Nice.
that's what that is. Yep. So I'm using one for a PMUP. When I had like the dose, I added one there. Like things like if you were using like like Neptune Systems power heads, like the
a
wave,
yeah.
yeah, you could plug them in there. So yeah.
All right. So my email, are you watching my screen?
Yep.
So my email, I want him to, will it automatically text me?
I will it automatically text you.
My email is set off, so that doesn't seem like it does a whole lot.
You know what? I don't even use mine because the Neptune Systems alarm, it gets so annoying. I don't
You get a lot of them?
I sometimes when there's errors in the alarm, it takes me so long to track the damn thing down that I don't even use it.
Because I get like a text, like when recently, I don't even know what happened. Recently, I think like right when I first set my Apex up, I was getting alarms for, I think it started for pH because I didn't have the pH probe set up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I would want to know if if my temperature gets too hot or
If you want to know if your temperature gets to, the thing is, everything, like a lot of the stuff for your Apex has like alarms built in. Like go back to your dashboard. Let me show you something. Go back to your dashboard. Click on, you see that gear by the temperature probe? Click on that. You click on the advanced tab. No, advanced
over here.
Yeah. You see it says alarm when outside range?
So that's my range?
You would need to turn that off too, because like for if yeah.
So turn that off?
Turn that off.
Never?
And then go back to the email.
So am I going?
Go open the email tab, email alarm, and then go to the second line and type if TMP, if temp. What do you want to say? If it's greater, if your tank goes to over 82, you want it to send you a text?
Sure.
Yeah, 82. Then on 82.0, put 82.0. Just Then on.
Off.
On. And
so I'll get an email or like a text or something.
Do you have the app installed on your phone?
Yeah, that's so. Here we go. Boom. I have a lot of questions in my Apex. Yes.
So you're gonna get a notification then.
So I have my I bought a tablet so I could use like a display on my Apex, and I also have the app on my phone. But whenever I go to log in and ask for a token
Whenever you go to log in, where?
on an app outside of my computer.
Whenever you try to log in on an app outside your computer that's for a token, are you using the same login info?
Yes, yeah, I sat here for timeless. It was because I tried a browser on my tablet that I bought strictly for the computer or for the fish tank, and on my phone. You know, it was nice. Like, not that I need it real. I mean, I guess I always need it, but like I remember I used to be. I'd like go to work on a Monday, and like my girlfriend would be like, "Hey, your fish tank's beeping. That means I got to jump onto my Apex and turn my ATO off." But I can't do it on my phone anymore. When I go to log in with my phone, it asks me, it'll bring up, I can log in, but it'll say like link up an Apex, add a token, basically.
So then there's something going on where are you sure you don't have two different accounts?
I do.
You have two different Neptune's Apex Fusions accounts.
Yeah, but they're different logins.
Yeah, but then why do you have two different Neptune Systems accounts?
When I had my old Apex that I sold.
Yeah, you didn't need two accounts. All you could have. All right, so let me go back. Let me share my screen again.
All right, hold on. Let me share your screen.
All right, let me share my screen. Application window. I'm sharing my Neptune system. So you didn't need to do that. So let me go back to Apex.
I'm new to all this.
All right, so let me go Apex list. So I share and allow people. So for instance, this is Biz. You know the Biz?
I know the biz.
This is his Apex. Like, you know.
Yeah, Travis used to have access to mine.
Yeah, so whenever if you sold an Apex, all you needed to do was like just remove. You didn't need to like create two accounts. I have one account. So I think what you're doing is, that's why I asked you if you have two accounts. What you're doing is you're logging into the one on desktop that doesn't necessarily have your Apex in it. You have to make sure you're logging into the right account. So I have Biz Reef. This is my Red Sea. This is my son's tank. This is, Woody's Reef. This is his Apex. This is an
I
old
haven't
Apex.
seen Woody in a while.
Yeah, this is an old Apex that I don't even know whose Apex this is. So I'm just going to remove this from here because I guess I got to put in my password.
Whoever has an Apex Junior.
I don't. Why can't I remove somebody's? I don't know why that doesn't. I can't remove that. But
That's probably why it's still there.
So you didn't need to delete create two accounts. I just have one Neptune Systems accounts and just have different different logins to the same thing. So make sure you're logging into the correct account with the correct email address.
Hey, I've seen that you just had a camera on your tank.
That's my son's nano tank.
I bought a.
That's not a camera, by the way.
It's a picture.
Yeah, just a picture. It just cycles through a bunch of pictures.
I bought a webcam strictly for my fish tank. I don't know how to set it up.
Not every webcam is gonna work. Are you sure you got one that works with it?
Couldn't tell you. Let me show you what I bought. And I don't know if you can figure out if it's the one that I needed. So can you see me right now?
Yeah.
Dude, look at my orders on Amazon. It's all fish tank stuff. Most of it, anyway. It shouldn't be too far. Right here. Logitech C270.
No, that's not gonna work. I think I have that same webcam. That's what I use when I'm streaming.
It was $20.
I think that's the one I use when I'm streaming. Yeah, I don't think that's not gonna work. I don't think.
How do I know if it's gonna work or not?
I don't think though. You need an IP camera for it to work. Like that camera, you need to have it hooked up to a computer all the time for it to work.
Sure.
That will I think the one you need is an IP camera. You need an IP camera to get it to work. Because you have to hang on, let me see. You have to be able to put in a URL. So go back to your Apex, go back to that Apex tab. Go back to your Apex tab. Let me show you something.
I want one that moves too. I want one that I can control.
Yeah, you're gonna need an IP camera. I don't think it's gonna be cheap. Scroll down to the image and then click on that little gear. Then hit the plus sign, top right. You see where it says image motion JPEG? You're gonna need to put a URL there. You're gonna need to put a URL. You know, you can put an image, you could put a video and let the video play, and it looks like you have a camera when you don't, but you're gonna need to put a web address or an IP address there. So you'll need an internet connected camera for that to work. And they can be a pain in the ass to connect, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they're real hard. You have to know how to forward ports on your router and all kinds of stuff.
It's not, it's unless you have like a Nest, unless you have like a cam that, allows you to easily like share, it's a pain in the butt. It really is a pain in the butt.
How expensive is that? Pain in the butt.
It's not even about how expensive it is. It's
just hard to
do. For you to configure it, and then you have to open your router to the. You can get a camera that's expensive that just streams to the web, streams to a website, and that'll be expensive and it'll work. Or you can get a camera and do it yourself and kind of mess with it. But I wouldn't even do it myself.
No.
For me, it's not worth the amount of hassle.
It goes pretty deep.
It's going to cause. I wouldn't do it myself.
Hey, Mike,
yes,
I did it on my old tank using a old webcam and a Raspberry Pi. But you have to know how to like forward ports on your router, and you have to do a bunch of. Yeah, so it's kind of difficult to do. But you know what? On the new tank, I just bought a webcam with the app. And I can control it from the app.
Outside of the Apex, all right.
Right. It's just easier to do that than to configure it so it's on your Apex screen.
And basically the reason I want that is if I ever get like an alert that is more than just, hey, your temperature is at half a degree higher, or if it's like something, something serious, like your return pump shut off or went down to 5% or whatever. It'd just be nice to like go in there, articulate my camera, and kind of see what's going on.
Listen, man, I think in 1 year you're gonna be me. You're gonna have
what? All this crazy stuff on my.
You're gonna have so much crap on it. You're gonna have.
I'm already looking into buying another EB8.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm taking stuff off.
All right, well, let me buy yours then.
No, I'm not selling my EB8. No.
Drama says, drop cam. Mike, download the app. Works with the cam. 2 months free cloud storage. Plugs into any USB. Setup takes 1 minute.
Yep, drop cam. That's the one.
So I can use that cam with drop cam?
Does drop cam work directly with the Apex?
I think it does. I think that's one of the ones that you can see the IP address and you can just plug it in, or the. I know on the one, you know what I mean. So you'll know what the IP address is. So when you configure the URL and all that, you can see everything right there. I know on the camera that I got, you can't really find the IP address on it. It's kind of hidden, and that's why you have to use the app. What are you shopping, Mike?
Nope. Not yet. See, I don't know. I feel like this is a never ending, it's a revolving door of stuff I need to buy.
Oh yeah, and then a new version's gonna come out, and you're gonna start the cycle again.
I don't know. Talk to me when the new Apex comes out. I don't know. I feel like I want to say no because like my return pump is a Jabo DC 6000. They don't even make them anymore, and it's a workhorse.
It creeps
So I
up
don't know.
on you. It creeps up on you.
I'm up and running, so I think like at this point, the only thing that's going to really make me spend money besides livestock is like getting better stuff, like a carbon doser. If I want to do that, then I'll get that. If I want to, I've been like thinking about upgrading my skimmer, then I'll do that. But like, I don't think I need. Well, I can't even say that. Because I have an iPhone 10, I have an iPhone XS Max, and I came from iPhone 7 Plus. So it's like, oh great, it has facial recognition. Let me buy it for no apparent reason. So I don't know. You're probably right. I'm just gonna keep dumping money for the rest of my life.
That's how it goes, man.
I guess so, man. Only some of us are retired with money coming in.
Some of us have Space Invaders to spare, right, Phil?
Yeah, right, dude. Seriously.
If you come out here, I'll take care of you. Oh,
Yeah. Last time we
He
spoke,
says that now.
you said you're like a 2-hour drive from where Palooza is.
no, but I'm probably gonna go this year.
What? All right, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to California this year.
Yeah, I'll stay in touch with you. I think if I go, a couple of my friend down the street, he's got a real nice tank, and he always goes. So he told me I could ride with him, but it's like a ride down, spend the day, and then ride back. So I'm not gonna hang out there or anything.
Yeah, I'll probably fly in Friday, hang out thing, and then Sunday. Because I gotta come back and work and take the kids to school. So it's probably gonna be a Friday to Sunday evening trip. Plus, if I'm coming, I'm taking corals back. I'm buying corals, so you pick them up from the vendor Sunday and then head straight to the airport, or
Gotcha.
you arrange shipping and then
Yeah, I'm trading the guy. The guy's coming over to my house. Should be in the next week or two. We're trading a couple of things, and he's going to bring me his coral saw. So I plan on cutting it up then, so it'll be nice and healed by the time Reefapalooza hits.
You're a professional now using a saw.
Yeah,
I've never used
he's big
one. I'm
time.
not going to lie. I've never used one. So I've
He
watched
just
it.
uses a Dremel to cut up his big pieces.
Yep. Just a Dremel.
It must be nice to have something to cut up.
You'll be there.
That's what I said.
Right?
That's why I'm taking this stuff off, man. I think I'm done being like an equipment junkie.
I don't know though. It's pretty cool.
It is. But you know what? Every time I have a stable tank, then something new comes out and I decide I want to try it.
Now you need a new EB8 every time.
Oh man, the best version of my tank I ever had was when I was doing Zeovit, and everything was stable and it was looking good. And then I started switching between Triton and some other thing, and I'm not blaming the methods; they're actually solid methods. It's just I was the common denominator.
Triton's not that not that expensive either, right? Basically, it's just not. I wouldn't say not that expensive. There's just not a whole lot to do but pay for it, right? They tell you what to do. You got to wake up and shake that thing, and that's really it, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you just those 4 elements in equal concentrations, and that's it.
That's pretty cool. Because like Triton,
I hear the
whole
frogs
thing
again.
Triton is not doing water changes, right?
You know what? I got caught up in that mess too about no water changes, but I don't think I'm gonna say no. I think what Triton is saying, like that weekly water change, like what Billy's doing right now, what they're saying is that's not if you set up a Triton system correct and you have no nitrates, no phosphates, then you don't need to do a weekly water change because then you're not reducing any nutrients. So
I don't do it to reduce nutrients. I just do it because it's part of my routine.
yeah,
Because
It's like high tide coming in.
Element.
And it's like high tide. That's it. Everybody gets a fresh bath.
yeah, but the funny thing is when you send in those ICP tests, sometimes it comes back with stuff, and it's like, I remember once I sent in an ICP test, and it was like, you're low in magnesium, but you're low in all these things. I just did a big water change. The next time I sent in an ICP test, everything came back like green and good. So
How much is it to send in an IPT test every time?
I think it's like $50.
And what do they ask you to do that every month?
No, they don't ask you to do. They say once in a while. I think most people do it once or twice a year. Some people never send it.
I feel like that's one of those things that's like going to make you crazy trying to fix something irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I don't bother with it. I sent one in like 2 months ago, and it was the first time in a year. And I know, talking to like, Paul, Reef Community Worldwide, he hadn't sent one in like 8 or 9 months. Like a lot of people I know who are doing trade, like, they don't send them in that often.
I think it's cool for some things. Like I forget, I can't think of whose channel it was, but they were like, I want to say they lost like majority of their fish, and they couldn't figure out why. All their general parameters were on point, and then they sent in the test, and it was saying there was coming back with a bunch of chloramines. So that that really helped out. But other than that, I mean, I guess it's maybe every once in a while to kind of like check your status of how you're doing in the hobby, I guess.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
It may be, in my opinion, like a once a year thing. I don't know if I ever even do it. If my tag looks like Phil's, I feel no need to send in a test.
I've done it one
Looks
time.
like Phil's, I give up.
I've done it one time. I was having corals die, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was high zinc, and my screen top was leaching. It was corroding on the edges.
Look at that. See, that's when it pays off. That's when you're like, oh, okay.
Otherwise,
you would have never thought. You would have never thought.
I know. I had no idea. I couldn't figure it out, but all my LPS were dying. This is my old tank, and just couldn't figure it out. Everything else was same as always. Sent that in. It was like 100 times what you're supposed to have, and they told me lotions and this and that. So I inspected everything and saw that screen top was just corroded on the edges, and it was changed that out. And he sent another one 3 months later, good to go. So I don't know. They're good for a reason, but not all the time.
Here's a random question. You can't really see it, but I have this like turbo snail in the back. He's got like hair, and it's like maroon hairs.
Yeah.
You can't really see it. I tried to scrub them off, and nothing.
It won't come off. Yeah, it won't come off with a toothbrush or nothing.
What is it?
I don't know. I've had snails with that before, and I've been told it's good. I've been told it's not good. So when in doubt, throw it out.
I don't know. He's been in my system he's been in my possession for 2 years at least.
Oh, well, then you might as well keep him then, right?
Yeah, I see nothing wrong.
Yep.
Seems to be all right.
Yep. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it won't come off. We have to like take a razor blade and scrape it off.
Yeah, because I even like pulled on him. Like, you're trying to pull out like an ingrown hair, you pinch it and pull on it. And those didn't budge.
Yeah. Some kind of natural stuff, that's it.
I don't know. So
as long as there's no barnacles on it or anything like that, it's probably just fine.
Everything seems all right. Hey, Billy, my miniature clownfish.
What's that?
My miniature clownfish.
Hold on.
You're like, Mike, what are you doing, bro? There's no such thing as a miniature clownfish. They're not miniature, that's for sure.
Why were they supposed to be miniature?
That's what Petco labeled.
Well, now, what lights do you have on right now?
Just 2 Blue Plus, I believe. I don't even know what I have in this thing at the moment.
Do you have a gel filter on?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's too white to be Blue Plus. What I was just showing you was Blue Plus, and it was all blue. Boy, it's gonna fall in. You got 4 bulbs on?
Oh, it's not. It's a Blue Plus and maybe a Purple Plus, maybe then.
Looks like Aqua Blue Special.
This is Aqua Blue Special.
That sucker's white. Aqua Blue
That's
Special.
Aqua Blue Special.
I didn't see a difference.
That's all 4 on. Here, watch. This is all 4. Or this is all 4 on. Just dies down a little bit.
Yeah, you got something white on in there. It's all good. Looks good, nice and clean.
It's all right. I mean, everybody's talking about like dynos and stuff. I don't have any of that. Looks all right. Looks all right to me.
I wouldn't rush it, you know. Of course, mine looks bare and it's 6-7 months old. But
I feel no need to. I
still think you should do four primes in aquatic life.
That's what I know, dude. I was just talking about it before you came in here, dude. I was talking about there's one online. He's got up for $250, and I told him, like, your post has been up for a little while. If you're really just trying to get rid of it, I may be your guy. Like, he responded. I have somebody come to look at it, and that was yesterday, and he hasn't responded. I didn't even bother reaching out, but I was saying, like, when Black Friday comes, maybe I'll get a carbon doser and a Aquatic Life T5.
You can get one at Palooza for $200. Brand new.
I'll be in New York, so maybe I'll buy one. What bulbs do I run?
I would just do all Blue Plus.
All right.
Let your
LED
primes
for the
be.
rest.
Yep.
At this point, I'm not worried about my my electric bill. It's going to go up $100, whatever. That's actually the whole.
It ain't going to change much.
That's the whole reason I got away from the T5s is that I went with LEDs. Is I was like worried about the.
It's not.
I was worried about.
It's going to be. It's a $5 difference. It's a $5 difference a month.
I also like the fluorescent of LEDs. The color it puts
Yeah.
off.
When I set up the tank downstairs, okay, because I have my electric. I have, me. I'm always writing stuff down. So I have every month written down since we moved here. Right, 4 years. When I added the downstairs tank, I added a skimmer, a return pump, a power head, 2 300-watt heaters, and 4 bulbs, and a Lumilight. And my electric bill went up about $12 a month.
$12 and all that stuff, huh?
That's it.
Damn, dude.
T5s don't use that much power. I don't know. I have my house is very warm in the summer. It's like 71.
Do you have central AC? Do you have central
No.
AC? Me
No.
either.
And I have my lights under a canopy, and my temperature never goes over 78.
I'm
So I don't
actually
know.
kind of anxious to see what my tank does because everybody has like window. When I say everybody, like all the bedrooms have the window units, but typically like when you walk in, when you walk in the house, even if the windows are open, it's pretty warm in here. So I don't know. This will be my first. I was telling earlier. This will be my first summer in this house with a fish tank with an Apex. So we'll see how
Why
it
was
goes.
that? What's the difference between having a tank with no apex, just to check the temperature constantly?
Yeah, because I probably didn't even look at my temperature at my 28.
What'd you do with that tank?
I had your little floating little bobber little deal. I don't even know if I ever looked at it.
What'd you do with that tank? You still have it?
I do. You want to buy it?
For what?
I don't know.
So I can have 12 tanks in this house?
Yeah. I don't know.
I got another one downstairs running right. Got another one that I'm building right now.
What is it? You have 3 going right now between you, the frag tank, and Dave's tank?
Yeah.
What are you about to do?
I'm just building the frag tank for Palooza.
Did you get a good one?
My old one that I used last year.
Is it the
Yeah,
low, like it's a 20-gallon low boy or something?
No, I bought a 50 low boy, but I'm not going to use it.
Why?
I'm hoping to not even have anything for Palooza.
So what are you gonna do with your booth? Sell dry goods?
Just chill.
All right, I'll be there.
Yep.
I'll bring the beer.
I mean, I'm going to have a frag tank there with coral in it, for sure. But I'm going to Williamsport in 2 weeks, and I'm probably going to sell everything I bring.
What'd you say is coming up? Williamsport is coming up soon?
Yeah,
When's that?
27th.
I remember seeing that probably 2 years ago. It looks like a pretty dope little. They got the school with like their own operation going on.
It's a very small show. I'd like it to be bigger because the guy that runs it runs other shows for, to benefit the school program.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like it to be bigger. Some people don't want it to be bigger because the prices are really low because of how small it is.
I don't know what the
Did I
problem
lose you guys?
my computer is. No, I'm here.
All right. It's
On
like
my
really
phone,
small.
It's whoever's talking.
I hear a lot of
I
noise.
don't get.
Oh,
Noise
it's Seymour.
No, why gotta be me, bro?
I don't hear him.
Whatever you're doing, when everybody's quiet, it goes to, okay. You don't have to mute yourself. I'm just saying. It kept going to your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good, bro.
Freezing my ass off in Brooklyn.
I'm all done.
So it's
I don't
been a
know what to do with
successful
myself.
stream so far. I got my Apex set up correctly. Thank you, O. Appreciate it. That was big. It really was. Having to set my refugium light on and off every day.
I might get that AI Prime Refugium light.
Looks pretty good.
Thinking about it.
I know 3 people that are using it, and they love it.
I'm using it. I like it.
I think it's time to set up Refugium on this tank.
Also, the fact is, it has a control. You don't need a controller to turn it on off because it has its built-in,
Yeah.
timer.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it has more whites than the Kessel, so the refugium is not growing like this deep purple.
I don't know. I'm gonna run this like waterproof horticulture bulb that I got, and we'll see what happens. I've seen a lot of people.
They work. They work
really well.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are using. When I had mine running on the last tank, I was using a Walmart bulb, and it was growing Chaeto just like the other.
I don't think Chaeto's that hard to grow. Maybe some bulbs grow a little better than others, but
yeah, some bulbs grow better.
That UFO.
Are you at a party or something?
Oh, me? No, I'm outside. I'm on mute. Party?
I don't know. I hear people talking. Seymour's always at a party.
Yeah.
It's Brooklyn, man. There's people everywhere.
Yep. Mine's ready. My nitrates are staying steady at like 10 to 15.
What are you testing with?
The Saltwater.
Are you?
My phosphates are usually 0.07 and under.
Billy, what are you testing alkalinity with?
Saltwater.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, you need to get a Hannah checker.
They just sent me all their shit.
Maybe I'll sponsor you, bro.
I just said they sent me all their shit.
I hope so, dude. The alkalinity is.
I don't
so
know though. I'll tell you
easy.
what. Like,
So
I'm not
easy.
really. I'm not really keen on this alkalinity pen or this salinity pen.
Which one? The Hannah?
Yeah.
I
Why?
heard it.
Why?
I heard it's the best one.
Well,
Well,
Murphy was just saying he's seen that it was off.
mine is off, way off.
Well,
Off
based on
versus
what?
what? Yeah, that's what I.
So here, all right. So here's what I just did. Okay, downstairs I was mixing 1 gallon of salt water. Okay, and I mixed it with a half a cup of Fritz. Checked it with my refractometer. It was about 1025. I checked it with the salinity pen, 1024. I dumped in another half a cup of salt in the same 1 gallon of water, and my refractometer said 1029, and my Hannah salinity checker said 1025. Now I know it was way higher than 1025 because I put 1.5 cups of salt per 1 gallon, and I've been mixing this shit for over 4 years, about 4 years, and I know with Fritz and with reef crystals, about a half cup is 1025, 1026, maybe 1024, but 1.5 cups at 1025, no way.
That's true.
And I did it, I calibrated it, blah, blah, blah. It's very easy. You put it in the juice, you hit the calibrate button, you wait, you're done. You switch it over to the parts per thousand to, to specific gravity, whatever you want. And then you switch it to Fahrenheit. It's easy. It's super easy.
It is super easy.
And my downstairs tank is 1026. The upstairs is 1025 per my refractometer. And upstairs it's telling me 1023 and downstairs it's 1024.
So
that's when I was like,
all Hannah is BS.
No. I don't think it's BS. I'm just, Reef Spy gave me the best advice anybody's ever given me in this hobby. And he said, find a test kit that you like and don't ever change it. And I was using API, I was using Red Sea, and I was using Saltwater for test kits for nitrates, phosphates, all that crap. And they were all different. And then I said, you know what? And then I met a guy that works for Saltwater at a event, and he showed me privately, one-on-one, how to do that little, put it at 1 and make sure the bubble's at 0.85 and whatever. And I said, well, it doesn't say that in the directions. He said, just do it. This way it's consistent the same way every time. And I said, okay. And ever since I've been doing that, I've had much better success with my tank using that kit. Now, it's the same thing as if you use a Hannah kit. If you use it and you like it, use it. Don't use anything else.
I just like it because it's easy.
I test my alkalinity in under a minute with Saltwater. Under a minute. And I don't have to clean any bottles, and I just hit it with some water and a paper towel, done.
I just like it because it's literally tank water, drop in, press a button.
Like if I drop my Hannah,
it.
if I drop my salinity test for Saltwater, I don't have to spend $50 and get a new one.
That's true. But Billy,
You know what I'm saying?
It's also anti-technology, So
Well, look, I know, but I always say the same thing. I'm not anti-technology. I just don't want to spend my money on that.
And you also don't like. Listen, I'm not. For every reason you said before, you're absolutely right. Like, instead of switching in between, like, if there's something if you're so good with Saltwater and you could do a Saltwater in under a minute, like, why even spend $50 on a Hannah checker? Like, that doesn't even make sense. But for me, like, I'm going to trust, like, the digital readout, and I'm going to stick with it versus my unsteady hands versus you have a steady hand. You could probably reproduce something. Like, I'm going to trust the digital, like readout. Versus, but these salinity things, though, the refractometer I trust right now is the Milwaukee, because I calibrate it every time. And when I calibrate it, I tested with, I have all these different like levels of seawater, like 1026, and whenever I calibrate and I try with 0 or with like the standard solution, it's always accurate. So I use it and I trust it. But I heard the Hannah checker pen is much easier because you just dip it and.
Now, what's this for?
Dip it.
What's this for?
And dip it. I think that's for the calcium checker?
What? Deionized water.
Yeah, listen, the one Hannah checker I would not use, Billy, is the calcium one. Jeez.
Does
Like that
anybody
one
even
is-
check calcium anymore though? Why
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
calcium?
I check calcium. Yeah. If you're
Yeah, you
using,
got it. I check mine maybe once a week.
yeah, if you're using a calcium reactor, probably don't have to check it as often, but heck
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
haven't.
check calcium.
I have yet to check my calcium in my tank.
Yeah.
Because from what I hear from people that are like seasoned reefers, as long as your alkalinity is on point, your calcium should be right there, right?
Yeah, you're also
Here's the
you're assuming that your dosing pump, if you're using a dosing, like if you're using a calcium reactor, yeah. If you're using like Kalkwasser balanced solution, but if you're like I've used like the last dosing pump I was using, the GHL, they were all different speeds dosing different amounts, even though they were calibrated the same. So at one point, a couple of years ago, I had my calcium, my alkalinity was 8. And because my dosing pump screwed up, my calcium was at 600, 650. So,
you go, Mike.
you know,
Dude, that light bracket is dope, dude. I like it. Make one of those that I can run something cool on it, and I'll buy it. What
I
bracket?
gotta add one more. This is the Reef Bright bracket.
That is dope, dude. I like it.
I gotta get more. They were out of stock at BRS.
Man, that thing is sick. I like that a lot.
But that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna run the wires. This is the back side. I gotta paint it, but I taped it all off so I could paint it. But this is gonna be the underside. I'm gonna have my surge protectors mounted here. Extra bucket of salt water here. Bucket of RO water here. And then I'm gonna have a shelf where I'm gonna be able to put all my baggies and piss cups and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So that's actually I never even thought about that. So as you're selling coral, you need like backup salt water and stuff. I
Yeah.
never even thought
Yeah.
about it.
Yep.
Huh. Dude,
Yep.
that bracket is sick, dude. I like that.
I just cleaned it up too, nice and clean.
That thing is nice.
The only thing that's crazy about it, so it comes with these screws, right?
Yeah.
They want you to screw this directly to your tank.
Oh, so
Like-
that's why you put that cushion on there?
Yeah, I put a felt cushion, and then I have to cut this out. I traced it as a piece of corian,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want 2 screws
Me either.
going into the glass. But it's crazy because I've seen the same bracket just like this with 2 screws into the glass, like 2 different points, and it was 2 metal halides and 2 reef braits being hung from this bracket.
Really?
I thought that was scary
Off
Because-
just 2 little things. That's crazy, yeah.
because it's leaning, right?
Yeah.
So all the pressure's really here, which is fine.
Or even on
'Cause
the
this is
back,
like-
it'll scrape up.
Huh?
Even on the back, if it's a lot of weight, it'll scrape up, and I don't know. That doesn't
Yeah,
seem
scary.
good.
Scary.
Real quick, Seymour, does he said ask Seymour does he calibrate his salinity checkers / refractometers using 0 TDS RODI?
I do.
yes.
What, refractometer? Yeah, I use TDS water. I use RO water. I know that. I also have the
I think he's
The
talking about
salit-
his Milwaukee though.
Milwaukee. I think you do, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
See, you know what's crazy? Oh, it says you're muted on my desktop or my laptop, but not on my phone right now.
I
don't
think
know.
he keeps unmuting himself.
Nope. He was talking and I looked down. He's talking right now. It still says muted.
Oh,
Something's wrong with my Hangouts on my computer. I don't know. Bad gateway. That's awesome.
Here's my next video, Mike.
This stream might end in a second, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you just got kicked from it, I think.
Look what I got. Look what I got.
All I see is your frog spawn or something.
And you are if you can see it, bad gateway.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it might end in a minute. Maybe this is a good spot to end it, I guess.
Here, look real quick. This is my next video. A how-to video.
How to set up a saltwater tank?
How to build a canopy.
Two Billy Pipes make me one.
A lot of people have been asking me how to make one.
Mine
I
sucks.
built a little one for a 5-gallon.
Yeah. Dude,
Just
it's way
to.
cooler than mine already. Make me one. I'll pay for it. Come on.
I told you I could make you one, but how are you gonna get it?
I'll Palooza. I don't know. I'll come get it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I can't get it Tuesday, but I'll take a drive at some point. I don't know what else to do. I'm
How
not
far in
good at
Massachusetts do you live?
woodworking.
How far in Massachusetts do you live?
I am in the center of the state. So it takes me about 2.5 hours to get to, or like 2 hours and like 20 minutes to get to New York City. He says, refresh my page. Done. Thanks, Rip. We're back at it.
There we go.
All right, cool. We're there. That's funny.
There you go, Mike. See if you got this. You wouldn't really need a canopy.
So, okay. What do you want for it? Is that 48?
It's a 48, and it's the one with the decor caps,
All right, cool. What do you want for
and
it?
it's also the one that's shrunk up, so it's not 18 and it's not 18 inches wide. It's 16.
How heavy is that?
So the TV. I don't know. You'd have to look up the specs online.
Something I can hang from a ceiling?
Oh yeah, it comes with hanging bracket, the hanging kit too.
All right, what do you want for it?
2.
140. All right, we'll talk.
Here's PR Fish Girls, custom Billy Pipes, redesigned Reef Bright.
That's a 48-inch aquatic lake T5 hybrid. You want 200?
Did a video on it.
You want
Oh, boy.
$200 for it?
Huh?
You want 200 for it?
Yep.
All right, put my name.
I'll take it. Thanks. I'll take it.
Nope, I was there first.
All right. Who can get to Billy faster?
Probably
Okay.
Mike.
My money will get to him right now. What do you mean?
I don't know. O's quick with the PayPal. I got a lot of stuff here to sell for Dave. Look what I found in the trash at his house.
Which one is that? Who's that by?
Wasn't
that?
even opened.
Oh,
A smooth 4? Okay. It's not a
Is that-
smooth.
is that more than a smooth cube?
I don't know. I opened it to see if it was in it. So I'm going to sell it for him.
You're lucky I don't know my PayPal password right now.
Oh,
Look at this sitting here.
I need that, dude. Look at you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Did you make that for me?
Yeah, that's yours.
Perfect. All right, well, include it with my my T5 hybrid. Send Billy Pipes money.
how long?
Did I ever show you these?
Oh, is that your feeding cup?
I ever show it to you?
No, but I think I've seen something on it recently or something to that effect.
I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Fishy Snowman found it.
Why is there a fee?
Okay, see it? See it?
Yeah.
This is solid.
Is it a 2-piece? Nice, dude. I want that. Send me one of those too. I'll send you 210.
So you fill this with water and your food, and when you're ready to feed the fish, you pull this out.
I like that.
All the nasty juices come out, and your food
Yeah.
stays here, and you just.
Yeah, because I use a shot glass to feed my fish. Well, not a shot glass to feed my fish, but for that purpose. And I just pour out until like chunks are getting close, and I just empty it. So there's still a little water in it. But I like that idea. Send me one. How many you got?
They're like $10 on BRS.
Oh, is that that's 3D printed, Billy?
Yeah.
Looks like it. It's giving me a $6.10 fee trying to send you money right now.
It's the same people that built this thing.
Oh, it's that pod thing. I see it. Does that work?
Yeah.
Was that you that I seen in the video? What is it? It's just a safe haven for your pods, but I thought that's what a refugium is a safe haven for your
Yeah, but what you do is you take this out of your refugium and you put it in your display so that they can feed your fish that eat them.
Okay.
Yep.
You got all the gadgets.
Got a bunch of this is my last batch of stickers going out. Then I'm taking a break.
I want a pink one.
You already got one.
Was there one in that stack right there?
Well, I just got some more
downstairs. You don't have a pink one. I don't know why. It's I don't have my account information on me, but send from a debit. It's gonna charge me $610.
I'm sorry, man. It doesn't work. Yeah.
I'm about to pay $206.10 for that thing.
Send to friends and family.
I can build you a canopy so that it just sits right on top.
What sits on my 75?
Yeah, like build a since I have this here, I actually have the design to go by. So I can build a canopy just like mine, but there won't be a lid. It'll be this as the lid. The same way I did T's.
What do you mean? I thought T has a lid on his.
Not on the top of his canopy.
Really?
Yeah, let the hot air.
It doesn't seem like much light leak out the top. Or any light leak, to be honest with you.
There's not much. And there won't be much with this because the T5s will be covering the front and back, and then you'll have the whatchamacallums. I could actually put it all together, build it, get the prime brackets and everything, and have it all set up and set and done. And when I meet you, you just paint it, drop it. But that's if you're cool.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
I know you're cool, though. Heard?
Oh, this dude.
Olivia's away for work till Thursday.
Surprised me ain't screaming tonight.
She's in charge of the peanuts.
So you're in charge. So are you watching the baby till Thursday by yourself?
Nope. He's at my mom's.
You got the house to yourself for a couple of days.
I don't know what to do right now. I'm doing water changes. I'm doing water changes. I'm all alone. The dog is pissed off because I sat with her for like an hour today. Actually fell asleep on the couch with her, but yeah. It's like, I guess this is what you do at 40?
Yeah, Billy doesn't know what to do with himself, so he doesn't water change.
No, isn't it crazy? When my wife and I, when we get rid of the kids for the weekend, we always have these plans like, yo, we're going to paint the town red. No, we end up doing falling asleep.
Yeah, right? It's like, all right, no kids around. Let's go out.
I don't even know where she is. Fishy was like, oh, I see Olivia landed. And I'm like, I don't know where. He's like, she landed in Atlanta. I'm like, I have no
Olivia
idea.
was on a plane?
He knew she landed before I did.
That's funny.
I don't even know what state she's in. I'm assuming Georgia.
Is it windy for you guys in
Oh.
Jersey, New York?
Oh,
Oh
bad.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
right
dude.
now. I don't know
Like
if you
the
can
house
even
got
hear
the
it.
house got power washed last night at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, we had some. I don't know what they call it up here in the Northeast, but in Florida, it's called heat lightning,
Yeah.
where it's basically like flash lightning with no like thunder.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 2 o'clock, and it was going crazy. And then around like 4 or 5, it was actually thunder and stuff. But crazy.
Yeah, there's a tree in my backyard that the whole neighborhood's afraid of. So I had a guy come out and look at cutting it down, and he scoped it with his little laser thing, 87 feet tall.
Damn.
Yeah, $2,800. I was like,
Whoa.
I said, well,
I
I
hope
guess
the
we're gonna just
neighborhood
have.
has insurance.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, well, the neighbor's just gonna have to get a new roof when it falls over.
Seriously.
Unless they want to pay for. I'm not worried about it. If it falls on my house, I get new siding, new windows, new roof, and
you
it's only
got like
$1,500
or
$1,000 deductible.
20% chance too.
And it's $1,000 deductible, so I might as well just wait for it to happen
Right.
instead of paying $2,800 for it not to happen. Whatever.
Billy.
But then, of course, last night it was so windy. I was all night waiting for it to fall on my house. So now I'm stressing.
Billy, so you just showed me that piece that I can connect in my, under my bathroom.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? Under my my sink. Guess what happened on Thursday night?
You overflowed your auto top off?
Totally did for like 6 hours, dude.
Dude,
I had been looking at my the flood guardian for probably like a month now, and I was like, I don't need to spend the $60-$70, whatever it is. I'm good. I'll just go down there and turn it off when I need. Of course, I ordered it about 7 minutes after. I oh man, good.
Why don't you put the little $10 float switch on it?
Because I don't know how to do that.
What?
Oh my God! It's so easier than installing a flood guardian.
Yeah, even I know how to do that, Mike. Come on.
Even I know how to do that, says the guy with the in-depth Apex.
Yeah, but I'm not very good DIY, and even I installed one of those mechanical float switches.
All right, Mike. I'll have a trash can drilled and ready for you as well.
You know what? Actually,
anything else?
To bring that up, you know what I've been thinking about is like they're super expensive though, but buying like a dedicated like RO tank, one of like the tall, thin ones.
Yeah,
You know
I kind of prefer to be able to scrub my container out.
That's true.
That's the only reason I use a Brute. It's mine is 4 years old and it looks brand new because.
What do you have?
Like,
a Brute what?
It's a 32.
32. Yeah, I have two 20s right now. I have two 20s, a 10, and a bunch of like random containers.
Run into the store real quick.
All right. Well, it's almost midnight. I think I may call it.
Call it. That's it.
Yeah, I got to run too.
All right. Oh, dude, I appreciate it. I appreciate you helping me with my Apex because for the most part, my Apex was a glorified like temperature control for the last 6 weeks.
You're at like a level 2, man. You still gotta get to a level 10. So there's still a lot more to do.
All right. Well, we'll talk.
Once you've used it and like you find these little annoying things, so the next time you're gonna come back in and be like, man, after I feed, like this keeps happening, and I'll be like, this is how you solve that.
Here's the code. Run it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We can give you the
keep it like
code,
that.
but as long as you understand what it does, because when I set up my Apex at first, someone gave me all the code, but then I didn't know what any of it did, so I couldn't modify it myself.
Right.
But when
I kind of
when
slightly understand, but like when I looked at your skimmer, I got like 4 codes. You had like 8. So
yeah, but all that code does is say, hey, when I turn off my return pump for any reason, like turn off my skimmer, because my skimmer is very sensitive to water level. So if my return pump gets blocked or anything and it stops pulling the same amount of power, I want my skimmer to turn off, because then my skimmer is going to overflow. That's all that code does. And because you see the percentage on my return pump, I also tell it, like, if the percentage goes down or if it's pulling less wattage, turn off. That's all that code does. That's all that code does. It might look fancy, but that's all it does. It just detects changes in my return pump and turns the skimmer off accordingly.
well, cool. All right. Well, there goes Billy. Good talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, once you start talking about Apex and technology,
Yeah, he's like, all right.
Billy dies. He dies a little bit inside.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, again, I thank you. I think it was Mermaid that helped, and Murphy. That was awesome, because that really sucked. Actually, like manually. I mean, I just got to, not a big deal. Go to my computer and turn it on, turn it off. But it sucks going to my computer and turn it on, turn it off.
All right. Anytime, man. And everybody in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat now, but everybody in the chat, it was nice, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep, me as well, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. It's nice to have a nice little panel of people to talk to. It sucks streaming by myself, and that tends to happen a lot. But it's cool. I'm glad you joined. I'm glad Billy joined, and Phil, and everybody. So it's good. Chat. I appreciate you guys watching, man. We'll reconvene sometime soon. You know me, random live stream Mike. So we'll be back, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
Peace.
Take care, man.